Hello. What's up this afternoon, everyone? Welcome. Fine Tuesday, dear all. Good to see ya. What is up, King of Carrot Flowers? Psycho Magic. Wait, why is our chat over there? Am I in the wrong setup? No, oh, we moved it. That's right. We had to move it last time. Hang on. There we go. All right, now we're good. That threw me off. Nia Chuck, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup chair for you. Thank you. Yes, we survived another spoiler season. It was a sweet one. Innistrad Midnight Hunt is looking so sweet. I cannot wait for it to come out in standards. Interrupter Jones, King of Carrot Flowers, BG Stilts, Elf, Master Noobs, Dylan, Rooker Dog, Von House. How is everyone doing today? I'm excited. It is a modern day, and not only are we playing modern, we're playing sweet modern. We are playing Zomb-ardment, Goblin Bombardment, Zombie Sacrifice Shenanigans. We're getting in the Innistrad mood. Zombies are coming. They're getting more support in Innistrad. It's time to start getting in the Innistrad mood, even though Innistrad itself is not quite here yet. So we're gonna check out some zombies in modern today. Also, back up, we got some Geist action. In honor of Richard, on this his birthday, I figured it would be right to play some Strangleroot Geist action. So that's our backup deck. A weird, like, aggro-y, squirrely, Strangleroot Geisty Monogreen Devotion deck. But we're starting with Zomb-ardment, Narrows, Hawkwave. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. So hopefully everyone's doing spectacular today. Yeah, the new commander decks, they look pretty solid. The zombie deck in specific has some really nice reprints. I'm assuming you might have already seen the list. Pretty solid. The zombie deck in That's me on Echo. Where are these commander deck lists? Wow, so much on the website today. So we got the new commander deck list, and they actually seem pretty reasonable. I did not realize Bastion Protector is apparently a $16 card. I don't believe once seen this card in play in a game of Commander, but apparently someone somewhere is playing it because it's $16. And then the zombie one, we got some Liliana action, pretty valuable card. Endless Ranks of Dead, pretty valuable card. Rooftop Storm is in here somewhere, another sweet, fairly expensive reprint. So both decks are looking pretty solid. I think if I was going to pick one of these decks, Doodleman, Arm, Finkel, so many subs today. Hawkwave, Narrows, welcome y'all to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you. If I was going to pick one, I'd definitely get Will Help. I think by a million miles. That's actually a good poll question. Chat, let me know. You only have enough money to buy a single Innistrad commander deck. Are you buying Coven Counters, the Selesnya deck, or are you buying Undead Unleashed, the zombie deck? Favorite zombie movie? That's a good question. I don't watch that many like zombie horror movies. I don't know if I've actually ever even seen like Dawn of the Dead or whatever, some of like the classic zombie horror movies. What was the one with Bill Murray? Zombieland? Is that the name? Am I saying the name right? That's probably my favorite zombie movie, although it's kind of like a spoof on zombie movies. But that was actually a pretty entertaining movie. How do you donate? We haven't gone to that yet. But exclamation point donate with an N instead of an M because I cannot type today. Exclamation point donate should take you. Oh, maybe it doesn't work anymore. Do we break it? We might have broke the donations. That's actually a really good question. Why? I guess scroll down a little bit, and there should be a donation. A donation here, a donation link down below. I think Streamlabs is messed up. Why? Because I'm not hearing the splashes for the subs. We got a hype train going. Something's wrong with Streamlabs. I don't know what's wrong with Streamlabs. Let me see if I can refresh this real quick because the chat is working, but I'm not hearing the sub splashes, and the donation command is also not working. Huh. Very, very, very odd. Yeah, so I don't know. That's strange. Maybe there's no donations today. What is the best zombie movie? That's a good question. Anyway, reminders. Let's see if any of these work. Replay YouTube. That's where you'd find all the old streams, including this one in the future. Normal YouTube. They're not working either. Did we break this? Maybe the bot is broken. Did we break the bot? We might have broke the bot somehow. Ooh, I'll have to ask Zelda Zach about it next time Next time Zelda Zach comes around, apparently the Zelda Zach bot is having some issues today. It's a bot strike. Well, anyway, I can remind you that our sponsor today is the ever awesome Card Kingdom, and maybe I can't put the link in the chat at the moment, but you can still check them out over at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. Pick up some Magic cards, Innistrad Midnight Hunt, some Windfalls, some Garrix, whatever tickles your fancy. Even get a free Goldfish sticker. It looks like me with the beard and the man bun. Just let them know you want one, and they will hook you up. So thank you to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. 28 days later, I haven't really, I feel like, wait, there's 28 days too, right? That's two different movies, 28 days, 28 days later. I've seen one of them. I can't remember which one I actually watched. I saw Zelda Zach over on Gavin's. Oh, maybe Zelda Zachbot has, maybe it's betrayed us. Maybe it's over on Gavin's stream now and it's gone. Oh, Jonathan Snow for the 21st month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. So anyway, the links aren't really working right now at the moment, unfortunately. Alf, thank you for sticking them in the chat. That does certainly help. Hopefully it starts working at some point. If not, I'll ask Zach about it and see what's going on with the bot. There's probably just some issue, random issue. Hey, Seth, long time fan, but I don't get to catch the stream often. Just came here at work, chilling, watch my favorite Magic player, do what you do best by dude, and let the ching flow. Cat Camp fan, thank you for the kind words and welcome to the stream. So, have I been following that Aspiring Spike trophy race at all? I have not been following. Wow, do we have tickets? I forgot about this. Exactly enough. 2 tickets left over. All right, we're good. Zombies are good. I have not been following the trophy race closely, although I think it's cool to see people actually competing like that for modern trophies. Anyway, let us. Scoop Reaper went weird. I think things are just messed up on Twitch today. Random things are messed up on Twitch. I don't really know why, but maybe they just start working. Sometimes Twitch is like that. It doesn't work, then randomly stuff starts working. Anyway, we don't need Twitch to work to be able to play some zombie action today. Today, we're heading to Modern. Thursday, Innistrad Midnight Hunt comes out. We'll be playing lots of Standard, so this is our chance to get into some Modern action and get ready for Innistrad with a sneak peek at zombies. And this deck is really sweet. This is Sacrifice Zombies. What we're trying to do with this deck is, well, win with zombies for one thing, but really, we're built around Goblin Bombardment. I know, weird name for a zombie deck, but really it's perfect for the deck. We can sack a creature to ping anything. This opens up some sweet synergies. We have a bunch of payoffs for sacrificing stuff. Mayhem Devil cares about sacrifice, not a zombie, but we will forgive it because it works with the theme of the deck. Plague Belcher, when a zombie dies, we get to drain for 1. We have Undead Augur to draw cards as our zombies die. We got Geralf's Messenger, drains, comebacks in, drains again. We got Gravecrawler, which we can just loop from the graveyard to deal a bunch of damage. Shambling Gas can be removal, it can be treasures, and that's essentially the plan of the deck. We also have Dreadhorde Butcher, a zombie. I actually kind of forgot this was a zombie. You don't get too many Rakdos zombies, but a zombie that grows, deals damage equal to its power when it dies. So it's essentially zombie sacrifice shenanigans held together by Goblin Bombardment with a few non-zombies thrown in to support the sacrifice theme. But really, want to be just like looping zombies from the graveyard, sacking them to Goblin Bombardment. Not a lot of power. We don't have many individually powerful cards, but we got a lot of synergy going on in the deck. As far as the sideboard, a testament to the power of Prismatic Ending. We're splashing white just to have Prismatic Ending, and we're a Rakdos deck. We're Rakdos. Black has great removal. Red has great removal. That's how insane this card is. We're adding white mana to our Rakdos deck specifically and just to have Prismatic Ending in our sideboard. Got some Edicts, got some land hate, got some shenanigans, literally, some graveyard hate, and that's the plan of the deck. Zomb-ardment, zombie sacrifice, shenanigans, Oga Tsumi. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. That is not exactly the right deck list. That's the backup deck. All right, let's do some zombie bombardment. Oh, there's the trophies right here. It looks like Principal taking down Spike at the moment with the tunneling cat very far behind. It's a 2-player race. It looks like for the top of the trophy leaderboard. Who's Principal? I don't know Principal. Hey Seth, I donated to you. My message didn't pop up. Our donation's broken. Let me look at Streamlabs. I don't know something is really wonky. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with Streamlabs. Something is wonky with Streamlabs, and I'm not sure how I can. Let me see if I can try updating it. I can see the donation in Streamlabs, so I will get to it either way. I don't know why. I don't know why things are not popping up though. That's very strange. I'm just going to try refreshing it and see if this fixes things. But we have a new donation from V House $5 donation. Thank you so much. Midnight is cool, but it will never beat Dark Ascension for me. It's when I really got into Magic, and that's when I got my first intro deck, which was the Monstrous Surprise Undying Tribal deck. Ooh, well, this deck should be perfect for that. Nostalgia, since we do have an Undying sub-theme. Yeah, I don't know why Streamlabs is being wonky. Hopefully it starts working. Benny Boy, welcome to the Fishbowl. And Dirty Danchez handing out gift subs to Blarg and Hype Fencer. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so the big news was the Golos ban. Okay, let's talk about the Golos ban. So here's my feeling. My feeling is Commander better without Golos? For me, it is. I think that Golos is not a card that is... It's not a card that's healthy for the Commander format. And I know Commander's weird. It's casual. There's arguments to just... I don't... The ban list is so convoluted because when it comes down to it, nothing is more broken than Sol Ring. Like, that is the most broken card in the format, but it's never going to get banned. If you go from that standard, nothing should ever be banned in Commander ever. I tend to lean more on the, like... light touch with the ban list. So I have mixed feelings. When I first heard Golos was banned, Cloudy Music, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So when I first heard Golos was banned, my initial reaction was good. Because I do honestly, really, truly think Commander is a better format without Golos in it. I think Golos is too easy to be your default 5-color Commander. If you don't know what else to play, just play Golos because it's busted. And that pushes other sweet 5-color Commanders like Atagatog, for example, out of the format, because why would you ever play Atagatog when you can just play Golos? So I feel like, hey, Ice Cream Lesbian for the 8th month will sell feet picks for Innistrad packs. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. On the other hand, after hearing a lot of people talk about the banning, wow, that's a lot of bolts. That's a lot of bolts and not a lot of zombies. Kahira. Maybe a lot of bolts is good. That is 9 points of damage. There's no way that's good enough, is there? But after hearing everyone talk about it and share about their Golos stacks, now I'm a little bit more in the middle, because it seems like there's a lot of people that built decks specifically around Golos, when my perception of Golos is it's just a random good stuff commander, and you can, if you're playing random good stuff, sure, Golos is busted and it is the best quote unquote commander for a deck like that, but it doesn't really matter if you play Kenrith or you play Joda, or like there's a lot of random 5-color commanders that'll probably actually make the game more fun for the whole table than playing Golos in a good stuff deck. I was surprised at how many people were like, I have this Golos blah 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 crazy theme that only works with Golos. That's something that I hadn't really considered, that a lot of people apparently built Golos, boy, I don't think we keep this, that a lot of people apparently built like Golos theme decks that really depend on Golos to do what it wants to do. And those people I feel bad for. My biggest question is basically, it was the most popular commander in the format. And I feel like to ban the most popular commander in the format, you need a pretty high bar to get over. Because that means a lot of people have spent money on decks built around Golos. That's the part that's awkward to me. And I'm just not sure that Golos has the extraordinary circumstances behind it. Is it busted? In my opinion, unfun and unhealthy for the format? No doubt about it. Should it not ever have been printed? Almost certainly, Wizards messed up by even printing it to begin with, but I'm not sure what the impetus was. Like, why suddenly, after 2 years, Like, what happened to make the RC ban Golos now? That's what I don't really understand. Like, why not the last BNR, or the one before that, or the one before that? Golos has been, a super popular commander that's been doing the same exact thing. It's not like some new card got printed, and now there's some combo that's breaking Golos. Why yesterday? Why yesterday do we all of a sudden ban the most popular commander in the format? That's the part I can't wrap my head around, essentially. Quarterex, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup to your view. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So I think, overall, I think Commander's better without Golos. So, in some sense, I think it was a good banning. Is the Commander format overall better today than yesterday? Yes. At the same time, I don't know why yesterday was the day for Golos to meet its end. And why, if you're going to ban Golos, why don't you do it a year ago? Because it's been doing the exact same, it's been doing the same thing ever since it was printed. Like, nothing has changed to power up Golos. That's just what Golos is and what it always has been. So why was it okay 3 months ago, but not okay today? The other thing I think is weird, Sad News Bears, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Oh, I can't wait for New Standard either. New Standard's going to be sweet. The other thing that's weird is I feel like, it almost seemed like reading the announcement, the idea was to, send a message to Wizards. Oh, God. Huh. Well, that's an issue. That is an issue. Well, go Dreadhorde Butcher. Hit ya. Oh, so this is just like the new control deck with Chalice of the Void, alright? Well, this could be tough. This could be tricky. This Chalice of the Void is a nightmare. I don't know about the banning to send a message to Wizards. Because here's the part that's a little weird. Is if the idea was and I don't think the announcement said this directly, but it's kind of how it came across. Wizards isn't going to print these busted 5-color commanders anymore. This is gonna fix it. That was the same thing people wanted the RC to do with the Walking Dead cards. And it's a little weird that I don't know. I don't know when we choose to try to send a message to Wizards with banning. I don't even know if I like the concept of trying to send a message to Wizards with bannings in general, because I feel like that just punishes the players for Wizards issues. You're trying to send a message to Wizard, but the end result is there's some poor kid that built a Golos deck and can't play it. So I don't know if that's a super good justification for banning things. About it. Fire. Alright. Yeah, maybe we end up regretting not putting it on. Well, we'll see. Opponent goes to 12. Maybe we'll end up regretting not putting it on Zombie to try to loop Gravecrawlers. We're so close. Opponent's missing land drops, and we're so close to being able to close out this game. Opponent's at 9. Oh, they had the removal there. If they didn't have the removal, they would have been dead next turn, basically for sure. Prismatic Ending. Okay. And a land. Opponent pass. Oh, we draw another one. Okay. Well, that's good news. Bombardment. Go to combat. Oh, this is so close. Hit ya. Down to 4. Oh, we got him. We got him. Whoo! We don't quite have lethal, right? Because we can't resolve our Gravecrawlers. If we could resolve our Gravecrawlers, we'd have all kinds of damage, but we still got there. So what do y'all think about the Golos banning? I personally think Golos was broken. I wish I got rid of fast mana like Mana Crypt, Assault Manalith, Mana Vault, Soul Ring, Commander. These mana rocks I feel are too fast for the casual format. After watching you guys play, anything goes. Seeing one person get too far ahead with these cards, too powerful. How do you feel about these fast mana rocks? I have long said that I believe that the best bannings they could make in Commander would be getting rid of the fast mana rocks. I think in general, I don't know about Assault Monolith, but in general, my feeling is Commander would be better without mana rocks that make more mana than they cost. The ritual style mana rocks. Soul Ring, Mana Crypt, Mana Vault, Grim Monolith. Those cards I feel like are a negative to the Commander format as well. I don't think it's ever going to happen. I would like that to happen, but I don't think it ever actually is going to happen. I think they've kind of been grandfathered in, so to speak. They put him in so many precods. It's better than a million precod decks. Everyone has them, especially Soul Ring in specific. You think Ring is fine, but Crypton Vault should be bad. That's actually really interesting. Why? Is it just a price thing? And I think that's like a legitimate argument. If the argument is Soul Ring's really cheap and everyone has them, Mana Crypt and Mana Vault are really expensive and hard for people to get, I actually think that's not... I don't know how I feel about bannings based on price, because I would rather see cards be cheaper than cards be banned for being expensive. I feel like that's like the worst outcome. Like the best outcome is Mana Crypt is cheaper or Mana Vault is cheaper or whatever. But I do think, given the current state of things, that's actually not an insane argument to me. Can I sell my Masterpiece Soul Ring before we ban it? I wouldn't worry about it. I don't actually think there's any super realistic chance of it getting banned, in all honesty. I would be absolutely surprised. Klingermeister, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Do you say PG rated for your channel, or is it just your personal preference, personality? I try to picture you swearing sometimes, and I simply can't. So I think everyone swears on occasion, but it's not really mostly a channel thing. I don't really normally swear much in my outside of content either. I mean, it happens on occasion, in extreme circumstances, but in general, I'm not someone who swears a lot. So it's kind of natural for me to not swear in content because I'm just used to not swearing. That's what I always tell people making content. Like, I did swear in a Pleasant Kenobi video, but it was a Big Lebowski quote. I think that's an exception. Does that even count as a swear? Plus, I gotta be careful on Vince's channel because my mom watches sometimes, and then I get angry phone calls the next morning about watching my language. Which is that's not a joke. That is actually a thing that happened the first time I went on Vince's channel. I went on Vince's channel the first time to do Commander and Chill. The next morning, get a call from my mother. I saw you hanging out with this Vince character. I think he's a bad influence. You're not gonna start talking like that, are you? Oh, I'm so incredibly I was distracted. I blame Vince for that. Oh, I blame Vince for that 100%. We could have easily played around that, but I was too busy. I was too busy telling a Vince story, and now we have a Chalice of the Void that's still on the battlefield. All we had to do was pay more mana. We could have paid 2 for the X and we would have killed it. That is Vince's fault. I don't know. I don't think Vince is here at the moment, but that definitely is Vince's fault. If you ban all the RC cards, people would just stop caring about the RC has to say anymore. I mean, I will say, and this is something we talked about before, I have literally no idea what the theory on bannings are. Like, there isn't a lot of consistency with the Commander ban list, so I have seriously no idea. Like, what they're thinking, what the plan is, what they're trying to do. It is beyond me. It is beyond me in every way. There's just not consistency, really. Are you and Richard going to play mono land destruction in Commander Clash now that Wildfire is unbanned? We'll probably play a Wildfire deck. What do you think of the Wildfire unbanning? I think that's been lost a little bit in the Golos. In the Golos conversation. I feel like, personally, I'm super fine with it being unbanned. The joke is that the RC ban lists are cards Sheldon doesn't like playing against. I think that's a little bit of a... I think it's a little bit of a meme, but I also think there's a kernel of truth in there, where I think that what ends up being banned is probably really heavily influenced by the specific playgroup of RC members. Which makes sense. Like, if I was making a ban list, what am I going by? I'm going by my games of Commander. What games of Commander do I play most regularly? Commander Clash. So my my take on the ban list would be influenced by my play group. So it's not even like a knock on the RC or on Sheldon or anyone. Like it kind of just makes sense. The RC must be scarred by early EDH games lost to Biorhythm. I really don't understand the difference between something like Biorhythm and Worldfire. I kind of feel if you have a 9 mana, 8 mana sorcery, it could literally say win the game. Like it could literally have the words win the game on it. And I think that would mostly be fine. Like I don't even think that would actually make a big difference or an impact on the format. So I feel like now that we unbanned, there could be a counter. Well, I'd probably go for it anyway. Now that we've unbanned Worldfire, I hope we see more big expensive sorceries unbanned. Because I really don't see how like Biorhythm would be a problem. Especially if you're going to say Worldfire isn't. I thought that is why the advisory group was to make sure the RC didn't overextend into bannings. I'm not really... I honestly am not 100% sure the purpose of the advisory group or how much power they have. Are they actually empowered? I mean, I guess it's not technically Wizard. I know there's been many times that Wizards has done advisory group things, and they have almost always not really listened to the feedback. I think the most infamous one was there was a bunch of Moto problems. So they're like, oh, we're going to create a Moto advisory group. And they added some people I know to it, and people were on it, and they sent around some emails for the first few months, and then it just kind of faded away, and nothing ever happened with it, and that was that. But everyone was like, whoa, we got this advisory group now. That's so sweet. But in practice, that didn't really end up mattering or doing anything. All right, opponent has a Solitude. This Chalice is obnoxious. It's slowing us down quite a bit. Opponent goes up to 9. Pass the turn. 3 cards in hand. Best thing about the committee is it really doesn't matter what's banned. If you play casual group... Wait. If your play group doesn't care, play the cards, it's a casual format. That is true. Within your own play groups, it doesn't really matter at all. Definitely just rule 0 and make your own ban list. That is the best way to play... Alright, Fairy. That is the best way to play Commander if you have your own play group. Bounces a Gravecrawler. Wow, this is obnoxious. Opponent's in... Again, max Crim mode. So many Crims going on at the moment. Well, we will play Plague Belcher. Huh. Actually, maybe we should let him counter this. Yeah, let's Plague Belcher. What we really want is this Goblin Bombardment. Opponent, alright. Doesn't care, apparently. Well, Gravecrawler. Through the Chalice. My playgroup is cool, as long as I ask beforehand. Yeah, I think most playgroups are. I think the reason we need a ban list is not to police your playgroup. I don't think anyone... Hey, what's up, Jivim? How are you holding up after the crazy day of bannings yesterday? Arocalypse for the 20th month. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup over here. Thank you. I mean, the reason we need a commander ban list... It's been a day, I bet. Hey, welcome to the Fishbowl. Gift sub from Dogamith to oh my god, I always mess up your name. Electrotile. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup over here. Thank you. Life would be so good if we could resolve things. That would make things so easy. Well, alright. Oh, they could have Cryptic. Goblin Bombardment. Please, tell me you're out of counters. And when we resolve this Goblin Bombardment, we can win. Our opponent's just not making it easy. Oh no. Okay, Solitude. Alright, that's That's better. Gonna hit the Plague Belcher. Sure. So we get our Bombardment? Well, now we can Undead Augur. Oh, this is gonna be close. This is gonna be close. But the reason we need a bad list isn't because because people want to control what you're playing with your playgroup at your house or your local game store. It's because when we do a command fest or when we have other events like that where you're playing with strangers and you're not in your playgroup, then we need some sort of context. Like if there was no ban list at all, you go and you play a command fest and you're going to run into someone that's going turn 1 Black Lotus mox like, and you think turn 1 Soul Ring Mana Crypt or whatever, Soul Ring Signet is bad. Imagine that. Oh, this Chalice is so obnoxious. So if we play this, we'll play Shambling Ghast. We play Shambling Ghast, we sack it, we ping. Oh, we can do both, right? Alright, so we play Shambling Ghast. Uncounterably. I think this does everything we want it to. Shambling Ghast can kill the Solitude, and then Gravecrawler can attack down Teferi. And we get to draw some cards. Ooh, Shambling Ghast power. So ping you. Sag Shambling Ghast. Give it -1, -1. Draw a card. Well, that can get rid of the Chalice eventually. This time, I will not be telling a Vince story, I promise. Attack Teferi, kill Teferi. Alright, things are looking up. If we get to untap with this, we can draw so many cards. We can kill the Chalice and start looping the Gravecrawler. Affinity to Squirtle. I hope you've been having a great day, Seth. Just wanted to stop by and say, hi, gotta go back to work. Hey, good to see you for... Opponent. Why do you hate fun? Prismatic Ending is a very good card. Alright, so there goes our... Bombardment again. So many bombardments being killed. Lightning Bolt. Well, this time we are going to correctly overpay. Actually, maybe we attack first. Go to combat attack. We're so close to lethal. Undead Augur gets in there, hits ya. Down to 6. Well, okay. Prismatic Ending. Overpay correctly so we don't get countered this time, hopefully. Gone. Undead. Actually, let's just Undead Augur. Uncounterably. Gravecrawler. Alright, opponent. On you. If they Wrath, we get to refill our hand. What do they have? Okay, Mini Shark, that's fine. Baby Shark. Devin the Dude, welcome to Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. So something is wonky with... something is wonky with Twitch today. The bot's not working. The pop-ups aren't working. I can send you the link there, but the command is not working the way it's supposed to at the moment for some reason. Opponent plays a Mystic Gate. Opponent passes. We draw. Bloodstain Mire. Go to combat. Attack you. Opponent's got a lot of exile-based removal. Opponent takes it. Down to 4. Play the land past the turn. Oh, can we close it out? Opponent gets to scry. If we had our bombardment. If only we had the bombardment. Super hype for playing modern. No more made for arena artificial formats like standard 20. Oh, wow. All right. Opponent has drawn a lot of Solitudes. Ah, this is annoying. Alright, well. Kill the Solitude. Good God. Apparently just every removal spell in our opponent's deck just exiles now. So many things have been exiled. Would it be, would even be overjoyed if says Mighty Beard came a powerful planeswalker that could be used as an epic commander? I would take a Beard Commander card. Did I make Bezos mad? I don't know. I don't know why. It seemed like things were working. Hey, what's up, Not Fully Confident? When did you send me the email? Welcome to the Fishbowl, by the way. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you. Thank ya. Well, alright. It would be nice if we could draw a zombie. That would be ideal. Fit in the deck. Untap. It's a swamp. Well, go to combat. Attack you. Opponent. Blocks. We drew a land, so we can't recast Gravecrawler. Our opponent starts to scry. It's falling apart. Yep, opponent scries. I don't know who the third beard is. That's a good question. I mean, I'm clearly number one. At least compared to Vince. Probably Caleb. Another Teferi. Yeah. Teferi. Takes down to draw a card. Yeah. I scryed 2 to the bottom and... Ugh. Drew the good cards. Wow. Are we going to end up just short? Carrion Feeder. Well, we will play Carrion Feeder. Can't be countered. Gravecrawler. Would be super sweet if we had... Oh, Bombardment. Opponent scries. Castle Vandra's going off. Do we have Castle Lockwain? We do not, but we probably should. Opponent. Yeah, not having Castle Lockwain is probably an oversight. Rest in peace. Alright. Well, can we close this out? We're 1 point of damage short at the moment. Opponent takes up to Fairy. They could still have more answers. Oh, that's so interesting. All right. Draw's Messenger. Oh. Yeah, Draw's Messenger. Uncounterably. Oh, hold. Come on, zombies. Messenger. Put you to 2. This gives us 2 lethal threats. They're going to the face. They're both going to the face. Gravecrawler, face. Carrion Feeder, face. Opponent. If this is Solitude 4, I'm going to... Oh, Teferi. And they drew the Rest in Peace or they'd be dead anyway. Wow. Oh, no! Oh, my God. Oh, Teferi. Wow. Opponents, I mean, they have been scrying in their defense, but geez, if they had the right top decks. Meh. We'll draw more swamps, which I wish were Castle Lockwains. Yeah, I think that's probably game now. Yeah, opponent seems to be very prepared for what our deck's doing. Yeah, I think we can probably scoop. Got him to 2, but there's no way we're going to get the last 2. Boy, Chalice of the Void and just infinite exile-based removal, followed by instant speed Wrath. Yeah, I mean, Bolt off the top sounds nice, but there's like 0% chance that it resolves. Is the problem. Our best top deck is probably Giralf's Messenger, because we can use Cavern to protect it, but Bona gets Kahira. Like, that's the reason to stay in the game. Messenger would be lethal. Shambling Ghast. Well, I mean, they're just going to draw it to Teferi. I'll play the Swamp. I don't even think we... Yeah, pass the turn. If they gain life, then we're going to scoop. If they get above 2... About it. Scries. We just, oh my god, draws. Opponent's got 6 cards in hand. Oh, we were so close. We got a full playset of messengers, and we've only drawn 2 of them so far, so there's 2 left. We don't have the ability to draw a ton of extra cards like our opponent does. Hey, what's up, Dr. Sandler? How are you? Opponent. Teferi. 8 cards in hand. Opponent had 1 card in hand a minute ago, and now they have 8 cards in hand. Our donations, Twitch is messed up. I don't know why Twitch is messed up, but I can look back and see the donation. Oh boy. So if you donate and it doesn't pop up, just let me know and I can find it. V-House, $5 donation. Thank you so much. So the last BNR announcement, Wizards banned stuff for Pauper for being too dominating, even though Ragavan fits this criteria. Do you feel other cards should be given the axe, or are formats like Modern and Historic healthy enough at this point? I would lean towards healthy enough at this point, but so there's a Chalice. We top deck the Bolt the turn after they top deck the Chalice. Pass the turn. Oh my goodness. We got no luck. We got no luck this match. No luck at all. I think that things are healthy enough. I think that Ragavan, Urza Saga, probably some of the new Historic Horizon stuff. I don't know. There is a concern that Historic is just going to be control fest, which I don't know if that's good or not. I don't especially enjoy it, but we'll see. I don't think anything's like so out of whack there has to be a banning. So I'm kind of in wait and see mode as far as banning is another form. Jeez. That's unfortunate. I feel like Pauper was just absolutely broken. And none of the other formats, Modern, Historic, or whatever, are anywhere near where Pauper was, which was absolutely brutal. Pauper basically was like a 3-deck format, making up like 80% of the meta or something, 90% of the meta. And it was just not diverse and not fun. So they had to do something about Pauper in specific. Also, new donation from Something Snazzy, $3 donation. Had to donate 3, not 2, so it would dodge the Bone Crusher Giant. I appreciate it. Cannot wait till rotation. Standard 2022 is okay, but I miss best of 3. Definitely agree with that. Standard 2022, I'm glad they added it to Arena, but best of 1 is. Alright. Opponent draws a card. Undead Augur. Pass the turn. There should be a rule that if you're playing control, you gotta have an actual win condition. You should have to be able to kill your opponent somehow. Was there much banned in Modern? There's been a lot of cards banned in Modern over the course of history, but not recently. We haven't had any banning since Modern Horizons, at least. We couldn't use Cavern, and it's gonna get countered. So I think we gotta wait and try to Cavern it into play once we have our Cavern available again. Opponent. Kahira being able to play this way is perhaps the biggest failing of the companion mechanic. Not the biggest in terms of breaking formats like Luris and Yarion, but as far as flavor fails, Kahira being able to be played in creature-free control, obviously not what this card was designed to do. I actually really dislike that aspect of it. You think we'll have MH2 bannings anytime soon? Not saying we need to, just asking. Opponent, of course, another one of those. All the removal just exiles now. And all their counters draw cards. Well, we're sticking around because there's still a chance that we top deck a Geralf's Messenger. Come on, Magic God. Sticks up to Fairy. Attack. Drawing 2 bolts in a row after they played the Chalice is such the worst. About it. Down to 12. We draw land that we can use to thin the deck. Pass the turn. Yeah, I mean, I was mostly joking about control finishers. Alright, and that does it. Solitude number 4, and oh my goodness. Well, that was obnoxious. Yeah! Well, this deck probably should have Castle Lockwayne. I think whoever built the deck, the name is on the deck list, so we can't see, the Diplomancer, but had 4 Blood Crypts, which I don't think there's ever a reason to play 4 of a shock land. You need a really extraordinary reason. Kind of like Manangolos. You should have to have an extraordinary reason to play a full playset of a shock land in a 2-color deck. So I cut a Blood Crypt for another fetch land, but Castle Lockwayne actually would probably be a pretty meaningful addition. Would have been great in that game. Well, run it back. I think Chalice is a necessary card. Chalice hates on, in my opinion, hates on things that should be hated on. Alright, we'll see. We got Carrion Feeders for days. Well, Blackcleave Cliffs and Carrion Feeder. Go. Opponent exiles it. Untaps, exiles it. Unban everything in Modern. I mean, a lot of turn 3 Blazing Shoals. I'm actually not really super scared of Blazing Shoal anymore. I feel like Blazing Shoal. I feel like Infect has gotten so good now that Blazing Shoal would not actually be that big of a concern. As weird as that sounds. But basically, my thinking is, are they playing Force Negation against their, like, almost no? Okay. My thinking is, back before things like Scale Up, there's actually a reason to try to be, like, play a Progenitus and pitch it to Blazing Shoal. But now that we have, like, so many turn 2 Infect kills without Blazing Shoal, oh, that's not ideal. Last deck has all the answers, doesn't it? Now that we have so many turn 2 Infect kills without Blazing Shoal, I'm actually not sure. Oh, and we can't even cast it. I'm actually not even sure that really matters all that much anymore. Wow, that Spreading Sea's really getting us here, like hardcore. We will play a Shambling Ghast. Keep our incredibly slow clock going as we wait for our opponent to exile our board. Yeah, play this, go to combat, hit you for a big ol' one. How do you feel about the quality of reprints in Innistrad? They're pretty meaningless, I think. I mean, Pithing Needle, I guess, is a nice make standard function style of reprint, but there isn't really... Oh, boy. We need this cavern. There isn't really much, as far as, like, actual powerful reprints in the set, or valuable reprints. Honestly, I'm a little disappointed that after the hints about, like, ooh, constructed playable reprints, that it ended up being Delver of Secrets, which, I mean, technically, yes, it is not untrue that it is a constructed playable card across formats, but I was hoping for something with a bit more value. Delver just isn't... Delver isn't very good, though. I hate to say it. Delver was good last time in Standard because it was in a Modern deck. Oh my god. Last time in Standard, it was insane because it basically existed in a Modern deck. You had Snapcaster, you had Ponder, you had Taxi Probe, you had Mana Leak, you had Restoration Angel, you had Blade Splicer. It was like a who's who of things that ended up being good in Modern after. So I'm not actually convinced Delver is going to do anything in Standard. I think there's a chance that Delver does something in Historic, which is sweet. Well, Drolf's Messenger. Durania. If this Cavern was not a Spreading Seas, I would feel pretty good about where we're at. With our Cavern being a Spreading Seas, feeling less good about where we're at. About it. Oh, Needle's good. Needle's a good reprint. But beyond Needle, like... so Delver, I think... Oh, can we look up reprints on Scryfall? There's a way to... I think there's a way to do this, isn't there? I just gotta remember what box you put it in. Reprint? Alright, is reprint... Innistrad Midnight Hunt. So let's maybe I'm overlooking something. We do a little tier list ranking of Innistrad reprints. So Sort them by rarity. Let's see what we got here. So Pithing Needle, a good reprint. It's a card you need in standard. It replaces Sorcerer's Spyglass. Got pretty creepy art. This might be my favorite Pithing Needle art, actually. The Pithing Needle art's pretty sweet. So that's a good one. Hang on, we'll talk about this more after. Let's finish this game so we don't time out. I'll go to combat. Attack you. Opponent. Makes a little shark. Okay. Blocks. Oh, I wish we had this mana. Goes to 10. Undead Augur. Pass the turn. Opponent. Can we close this out and beat the control deck? Come on. Come on. Come on. Guys are saying Trap's probably too good for standard, honestly. I've got a sweet 4-color deck for standard 2022 that'll survive rotation, build around Echoing Equation. Ooh, Echoing Equation's a sweet one. I am a big fan of Echoing Equation. Oh, Teferi. That's a Teferi. That looks super fun, Rooker K-Dog. I like it. Being able to just go off with Echoing Equation is super sweet. Inferno's a good copy target. Toski. That looks sweet. All right, there's the Teferi. Opponent. Bounces the Bombardment. And then exile something, of course. Teferi. Opponent. Thinking. Gooderins to Golos. I mean, I think Commander is better without Golos. I still am not 100% sure about banning the most popular Commander now. That's the part that I talked about a little bit earlier. The part that gets me is, like, Golos is what Golos is. Golos has been what Golos has been for a long time in Commander. It's not like it suddenly got a boost to power. So why on a random Monday in September was it suddenly deemed, so oppressive that it had to be banned? That's the part that's confusing to me. Not that I think it's wrong to ban it, because I do think Commander is better without it, but I think it is fair to be like, wait, like, why wasn't it banned last time or the time before that? So the timing is really strange to me. Opponent, yeah, does some exiling, passes, we draw. Bombardment. Well, we will play Carrion Feeder. Opponent. Thinking. Can we close this out? This has been the grindiest game. Why in a day where Commander Precons were previewed and there was a Goldfish podcast? I mean, that was good news. Like, being able to talk about it on the podcast was sweet. Should we be going face? 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, Bombardment. Go to combat. Hit our opponent. Does Teferi matter, is the question. Yeah, let's kill it and draw a card. Ping down Teferi. Cavern is actually kind of sweet. That might win us the game next turn. Pass the turn. That might do it. We're not going to play it because we don't want to expose it to Spreading Seas. Untap, Cavern, Messenger, drain you, ping you, drain you. Opponent needs some life gain. Opponent needs some life gain. Okay, Mr. Panda for the 34th month. welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super tier for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I mean, I don't know how our opponent stops this unless they gain life. Fire. I mean, I guess bouncing bombardment would help. Well, ping you. Draw a card. Down to 4. More lands. Opponent passes. So how does this go wrong? Our opponent can bounce bombardment at instant speed. Ooh, alright. Cavern. Zombie. Messenger. We gotta go for it. We gotta go for it. Once it hits the battlefield, that should do it. Come on. Taking down the Teferis. Come on. Opponent's thinking. This is what we needed last game. We couldn't find it. We couldn't find the messenger. This game we found it. Oh no. They actually have an answer? An instant speed way to kill bombardment? Okay. Archmage's Charm. Desperation mode. Oh, we got there. Oh my goodness, that was so close. Oh, we overcame. We overcame the control deck with the power of zombies and goblin bombardment. That was actually pretty sweet. That was super sweet. Gave you a donation on Twitch just for being a difficult person. Oh, well, Van House. I'm sorry it's not popping up. I don't know why. I don't know why it's giving us all kinds of issues. So if I miss your donation, I apologize, and I'll get to it. V House, $5 donation. Recently got a promotion, so I'm able to donate more. Well, thank you so much, V House. Good, lots of good news. Golos was banned in Commander. Now, hopefully, Wizards rebans it in Historic Brawl. It's just as broken there as in Commander. Yeah, it's kind of hilarious that, it's kind of hilarious that they just unbanned it in Historic Brawl. And then, I almost wonder if that was like a little dig at Wizards. At Wizards format management, that they banned it right after they unbanned it in Historic Brawl. Arocalypse, $2 donation. So with Golos banned in Commander, how long until he's banned in Historic Brawl? It seems like that's a popular question. The answer should be very soon. Like, it should be banned now. I don't know what Wizards... I know what they were thinking, but I don't think their thinking was right. That they were going to be able to manage it somehow with how the MMR works or whatever. Because that hasn't been the feedback I've gotten from people playing Historic Brawl. What I've heard from people playing Historic Brawl is Golos is still pretty miserable. Anyway, so Reprints it Innistrad. Pithing Needle, good standard card. Keep printing it. You even played in older formats. A bunch of random commons that aren't super, like Blade Brand, Vivisection, Clear Shot, Devious Cover-Up, Duress, good to have that around, Emulation, Plummet. Like, this stuff is all, filling out the limited format stuff. Not really interesting. Field of Ruin necessary for standard. That's probably the most important reprint, honestly, because otherwise, Book of Exalted Deed Creature Lands would be a problem, potentially a big one. Delver is an interesting reprint. I'm glad that it's back because it's iconic, but I think people are have too high of expectations. Dog Myth with the gift sub to Mindstab Throw. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. I think people might have a little bit too high of expectations. Delver is a hard card to make work. I think when you think about the math of Delver, it's not super easy to make it work. Delver needs you to have a lot of spells. And the problem with having a lot of spells is you can't play very many other threats. So unless you have ways to set up your Delver flip. If you're just trying to blind flip, you need close to 30 spells, like Coco style numbers, to be able to flip it consistently. If you're playing like 15 spells, 15 creatures, a few whatevers, and then lands, your odds, it's going to take 4 turns to flip. That's just not really worth it, I don't think. So I'm glad that it's back because it's definitely a cool, iconic card, but I don't think it's going to be like a super impactful standard card, honestly, I would say. Spell Slinging with Delver. Thermo and Egg. I'm definitely excited for Egg. I think Egg is one of the more interesting cards One of the more interesting cards that was printed in the set, and I think it might be a bit of a sleeper. Like, I don't think people have really woken up to how powerful Egg can be. Which is weird because eggs are normally not very powerful. Well, I guess that means it makes sense. That people aren't really expecting it to be good, I don't think, but... we can't really change anything because we're in the middle of a league. Adding Castle Aquaman would be nice, but it's not really a deal breaker. Egg. What is the name of the egg? It is... Let's pull up Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Still getting to remember the names of all the cards. Smoldering Egg. The 4-mana 0/4, when she casts 7 mana value worth of spells, you get to flip it around into a 4/4 that deals 2 damage whenever you cast a spell. To me, this is pretty close to Thing in the Ice. And Thing in the Ice is a really strong card, all the way back to like Modern. I don't think it's quite as good as Thing in the Ice, but there are shenanigans to making it flip, like Foretelling. You get to cast spells for cheap, but they have high mana value. So I feel like it should be easy to flip. And a 4/4 that shocks something whenever you cast a spell, an instant sorcery spell, I think that's actually like a pretty reasonable threat. So I actually think Smoldering Egg probably has a chance in Standard and maybe even like Historic. I think it's one of the sleepers from the set that's going to be better than people are expecting. Hey, what's up, Grinahall? So far, so good. We are currently 1-0 with the zombies, trying to feed the kids. Hopefully. One land. Hey, we're on the draw. 1 land, 1 keep. I think it'll work. I mean, if we draw 1 more land, this hand can kind of do things. We got the bombardment. We got the card draw. Would you ever let your hair down for a moment, or is there a video of you doing it? I've thought for a long time of how your long flowing locks must be absolutely gorgeous. Oh, well, thank you. I've done it for streams before. It's been a minute, but I guess I gotta do another hair down stream if there's people that have not seen me with the hair down. I don't know if I just take it down because it's not really like... It looks weird if I wear my hair up all day and then just take it down. I gotta kind of prepare to have the hair down. But maybe next stream. Innistrad pre-release hair down Saffron Golden mainstream. No red mana, eh? Well, red mana would help. We will play. Yeah, let's just Carrion Feeder. Play the tap land, go to combat, hit ya. I'm rebuilding to mirror zombies. Now they've got a 2-mana lord and other cool cards. There's a lot of sweet zombies for Commander. What format are you playing in? Opponent. On thin ice. Okay. We really need to be able to kill this Sanctum Weaver. We're gonna have issues. Well, yeah, that's not great. Opponent. Come on, fetch land. We need to kill the Sanctum Weaver. Horizon Canopy. Maybe our opponent's not Enchantress. Maybe they're some weird brew. Opponent. Wow, sacks Horizon Canopy? Okay. Destiny Spinner. Well, we draw an Undead Augur. The splashing of white mana might actually just be killing us here. Our 1 white source for those sideboard cards is a problem. We got a new donation from W. Vanas, $3 donation. Never forget Arclight Phoenix, Seth. I remember you really trashing that card, then it broke out in Modern, Standard, and some in Legacy. You also the same with Oko, so card could be broken. Don't stand out right away like they try to hide. I mean, I don't think I trashed Oko. I guess I'd have to go back and listen to it. I don't think I trashed it. I think Oko was in our like top 10 standard cards, but it is true that when it was first spoiled, and no one knew what food was. It wasn't immediately like, oh my god, it's super broken. But I really think part of that was that we didn't know what food did. Like, there was just a mechanic on the card that we didn't know what it was. So how do you evaluate a card where you don't even know what it does? So, on the other hand, Arclight Phoenix, I think that was definitely true. I would definitely accept that one, that I underrated that. And I think the lesson from that is, if it can come back from the graveyard for free, it's got a chance to be good. And I think that's a pretty good rule of thumb during spoiler season. Opponent on thin ice. We really gotta be killing this Sanctum Weaver. The only thing that's kind of keeping us alive is that our opponent has not found an Enchantress. They turn on a land, gonna go to combat. Well, can we draw a red source? Right now, please. Magic Gods. No. That's a card we can't even cast. Undead Augur. Well, one land, one keep might be betraying us. If that one land made red mana, it might be different. I remember winning a standard game when I mulled it 4 and won with Goose, Oko. No cards in play the entire game. Oko's broken. Yeah, I mean, Oko can just win games all by itself. That is for sure. Opponent, tap land. Goes attacking. Hits us. Alright, Magic Gods. Wow, we're doing this the most painful possible way. Ooh, that is red mana. It is red mana. Is it quick enough? That is a whole nother question. Boy, so clunky. Yeah, this is so bad. Oh, the setup is so sweet. We just did not hit our stuff fast enough, so we can bolt this. But then we get smacked to 4. And we... How can we possibly do this? What do we do? What do we do? I think the keep was correct. I would keep this same hand again. It's unfortunate that it worked out. Our opponent, again, apparently there's a lot of exile removal, but we didn't get to draw our extra cards. And our opponent was playing a thing that taps for 8 mana on turn 2 that we didn't have red mana for. So if we kill this, we take 4. The problem is the next turn we can't play multiple things. If we play Mayhem Devil, 1, 2, then we die. So we have to, yeah. Well, alright. Kill the Sanctum Weaver. Still not sure this actually does it, though. Get in with Gravecrawler. Because now next turn we can't play a sack outlet and play a payoff. Opponent untaps. I know you're scared of getting down on some Civ 5. Ooh, I do like Civ 5 quite a bit. It is fun. It just takes so long to play. I go through spurts with Civ. When I got some extra time, I definitely like to play Civ. But it takes so long to play a game that I don't get the time to do it very often. Alright, there's the Enchantress. And Solitary Confinement. Draw a card. Well, the fact that our opponent went this direction might actually be good for us. Alright, we take our beads. Down to 6. Oh, we draw tap land. Alright, so Goblin Bombardment. Go to combat. Attack you. Oh yeah, it doesn't actually do anything, does it? Well, sack Gravecrawler. Ping Sethis, draw a card. Recast Gravecrawler. Oh, this still kills us, though. Yeah, not quite good enough. Boy, we were so close. We were just like a turn too slow fighting our lands. Because now they just fire up a 4/4 land with trample and we die. Block, die. Yeah, we're just dead. I mean, I guess we can make them do it, but we are just dead. Pass the turn. About it. Yeah, Twitch is all messed up today. I am the evil one. Unfortunately. So if I miss something, let me know and I will get to it. But yeah, nothing is working the way it's supposed to on Twitch today. I am the evil one for the 42nd month. Thank you so much. Welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super cheer for you, opponent. Casting spells for no reason before they kill us. Decides to kill us. And we scoop it up. Wow! Woo, boy! All right. 1 land, 1 keep. I would do it again. I think that was totally the right thing to do. It didn't work out, unfortunately, but I do think it is 100% the right keep. All right, so opponent's playing Enchantress. We're going to go down Shambling Gas, which don't seem very good in this matchup. Fury also seems pretty bad. And maybe a Plague Belcher? Try it like that. Maybe the play was to kill the spinner instead of the Enchantress. I don't think you can... Well, I don't know. No, not like this. Oh, boy. Alright, well. Go. Mold of 5, I guess. Alright. Well, we're doing it. Come on, Gravecrawler. Going all the way. Godly Shrine untapped. Gravecrawler, go. Yeah, I don't know about killing the non-Enchantress. I feel like... I don't know. I guess it would save us damage in the short term, but... Oh, God. But over the long term, Enchantresses are just, like, by far the most important thing going in our opponent's deck. You can have 1 card within reason, so no power 9, reprinting into standard. What card would you want to see in standard again? As a note, the card you pick would be viable in the format, so it wouldn't be a dud. Ooh. Well, I mean, I think my personal choice would definitely be Panharmonicon. Like, how can you not choose Panharmonicon? So I think that would definitely be my number 1 choice. As far as non-Panharmonicon division, I love cards like Blood Moon and the Snaring Bridge, but I don't actually think they should be in standard. I think I don't think, back to the kids these days. I don't think kids these days could handle a Blood Moon in their standard format. So, for the sake of the kids, I'm gonna say no to the Blood Moon. Well, white, red, black. Let's put an end to this Enchantress. Hit ya. Well, Dreadhorde Butcher. Down to 15. Playing the land past the turn. Opponent untaps. What you got? Land. Come on, Butcher. What else would you like to see printed into standard? What else did I really like in standard? Siege Rhino? Siege Rhino would be another one. I think it's time for Siege Rhino to come. Maybe when we go to the gangster shard set, maybe we get Siege Rhino back. Siege Rhino would be sweet. Stormcrow? Why have we not had a Stormcrow in standard in so long? About it. Considering their options. Is Ghostly Prison too much for standard? It might be. I'm not even sure that people deal with that. It is a slight inconvenience. And I don't know if standard Magic players can deal with a slight inconvenience. Even a slight inconvenience, I think, is just too much. Too much these days. We play friendly Magic, where you just cast Elder Gargaroths and smash them into each other and see who comes out on top. That is the way of the standard. I would love to see Stormcrow updated to be an X2, where X is the number of Stormcrows you control. Didn't we get Crow Storm in one of the unsets? Ooh. Well, Bombardment's sweet. We're actually, wait, is this lethal? So we hit you for 4. It grows to, wait, this is ping you. Oh, this is hilarious. Oh, this 1 damage burn spell. Wait, 5, 6, 7. That looks like, oh, that's right, there's a rest in peace, you're right. Oh, I wanted the guess verdict kill so bad. The guess verdict kill would have been so sweet. Phone it. Desperation. Cracking. Of the Horizon Canopy. Trying to find a way out. Oh, tapping mana. Abundant growth. Redrawing. Trying to find a way out. They need an answer to the Dreadhorde Butcher. If they find an answer, then they're in pretty good shape. Sanctum Weaver. That doesn't actually do it. Alright, guess verdict. Got him. No one expects the guess verdict. Down to 6. Yes. On the ball to 5. On the ball to 5. That was a good one. Tarmogoyf would be absolutely fine in standard. 1,000,000% fine in standard. I think it... I don't know why it hasn't been printed back in standard. I'm actually shocked that it hasn't. Like, why hasn't it been printed in standard? I can't believe we won that one. But really, like, what is the argument against Tarmogoyf in standard? Like, I feel like Scavenging Ooze might be a better... What are some 2-drops we've had in standard recently? Let's take a look. Let's go to standard and go to creatures. How do they match up to a Goyf? Standard creatures, mana value 2. Also, even if you don't have interest in playing Moto, its deck builder is actually really good. I would use Moto just to build decks. Like, sometimes when I gotta write a brewing article, I just go to Moto to actually build the decks, because their deck builder is, like, just so easy to use. Scryfall is actually amazing, but you gotta refresh a lot more. I like that you don't have to refresh a web page on Moto. So is there anything that matches up to Goyf? What is more powerful than Goyf? Oracle? I mean, there's nothing exactly Goyf-like. Like, so Werewolf Pack Leader, a 3/3 for 2 that can grow to a 5/3. I think the thing is, in standard... most decks couldn't even play Goyf, right? Most decks wouldn't be able to play it. You can only really play it if you're in a graveyard-centric deck. I think it'd be fine. I do like the new Ooze. And I think the new Ooze might actually be decent. Luminarch Aspirant's a really good card. Scourge of the Skyclave. That's also really hard to use in standard, though. But yeah, it is a powerful card. I think it'd be fine. How good do you think the new Ooze is? Is the new Ooze actually good? That's one that came up on the podcast. Okay, here's the question. Here's a question you gotta answer. Consuming Blob or Biogenic Ooze? Biogenic Ooze, 5 mana, 2/2 Ooze. Makes a 2/2 when it comes into play. On your end step, you put a counter on your Ooze, and you can pay 4, I think, to make an Ooze. Consuming Blob, Tarmogoyf, that makes a Tarmogoyf on your end step. Which do you think is more powerful for standard in specific? Oh, there's our friend the Butcher. Bloodstained Mire. Go. Do you remember when Tarmogoyf was a $200 card? Now it barely sees play and is only retaining value because of its history. Oh, I do remember when it was the most expensive card in Modern. I do think, I mean, it still sees some play. So I think its history is part of the reason why it's maintaining value, but I don't think that's the only reason, because it is still a card that sees play. And in some ways, like, Luris has kind of been good for it. So it's not as, it doesn't see as much play as it used to, but it's still not a bad card. But yeah, I'm glad it's not $200 anymore. I think Blob is, I like Blob better than Used too, I think. Richard and Krim definitely disagreed on the podcast. Alright, opponent has an Anthenice, Boo and Hiss. I guess that's fine, we can still kill it. Now, Polluted Delta, crack it. Godless Ride, untapped. Goblin Bombardment. Prismatic Ending. Is Prismatic Ending too good? I'm almost starting to wonder if Prismatic Ending is just too good at what it does. About it cracks. Temple Garden tapped. Out of here. Enchantment. Dreadhorde Butcher hits ya. This does put us at no real removal, which is scary. That's a little bit scary, a little bit frightening. Opponent. Horizon Canopy. Sacks it. Desperately looking for an Enchantress. I mean, I guess we can sack Dreadhorde Butcher to kill something. Sanctum Weaver. Opponent passes. Zombie? Mayhem Devil. Well, play a Swamp. Undead Augur. Go to combat. Hit ya. Come on, zombies. Opponent. Down to 15. Ooh, do we sack it? Do we sack it? Or do we wait? We're gonna be a little greedy. We're gonna pass. We're gonna pass. Please don't go off. Oh, here's something I was wondering about, chat. You know we like to talk about music sometimes. Something I was thinking of the other day. What is a song that you really like that you would have probably never heard if it wasn't for it being a soundtrack? What is the best soundtrack song? I was thinking, I mean, I'm sure there's a bunch of good examples of this. I think Mad World is one of them. Especially the Rufus Wainwright version of it. That's one I think would be a good example. Because I don't think I would have ever heard that if it wasn't for seeing it in a movie. Bare Necessities. I almost wanted to name Bear Blue after Jungle Book. Very close to naming it Blue. Now, Mayhem Devil. Cavern of Souls on Zombie. Carrion Feeder. Sack it. Ping you, draw a card. Oh, things are looking up. Things are looking up. Giraffe's Messenger, that's a good one. Sanctum Weaver down. Should we play around Settle? Our opponent hasn't said good game, so I think we're good. Get in there. Hit ya. Wild Wild West. Who is your favorite MTG character based off design and lore? My favorite is Nicole Bolas. Ooh. Huh. I don't know the lore that well. Blues Brothers, maybe I'm wrong, Blues Traveler. Ooh, that's a good one. Miserloo? I will say, Quentin Tarantino, I actually think that Quentin Tarantino's main skill is his ability to make soundtracks. I think that is what makes Tarantino movies work. I think that, I mean, his filmmaking obviously is lauded and he's very well respected. But for me, what makes... Oh, is this lethal? I didn't even actually pay attention. So 1, 2, 3, or 5. I guess it is, isn't it? Let's go for it. Yeah, I guess we have a lot of pinging thanks to the Dreadhorde Butcher. All right, zombies up to 2 wins, 2-0. The kids might get a snack today. Oh, Innistrad's gonna be so sweet. Innistrad's gonna be so sweet. This deck has me even more hyped for it because of because of the zombie sub theme. Stuck in the middle. Yeah, that's what makes Tarantino movies. It really is. His selection of the right song, and not the obvious song. I know for me, when you play the obvious song, it's a love theme and you play a love song. That's fine. But when you can have a bit of contrast there, a bit of irony or whatever, that's what really makes it. And Tarantino is probably the best at that. I think that's Tarantino's like best filmmaking skill. Ooh, my girlfriend and I have a disagreement about what Disney movie would make a good MTG set. What do you think? What Disney movie would make a good Son of Flubber? Actually, I actually have no idea. There's so many Disney movies. What would actually be a good one? Hey, what's up, Doug? Good to see you. Hey, Stone Rain, how are you? I mean, I could actually see Jungle Book working. We got a lot of animal characters in Magic. I could see Jungle Book. I mean, I guess a lot of them you could do like whatever, a Mulan theme set and have it set in China and like basically any Disney movie I guess could work. Throne of Eldraine covers a lot of them. There's a lot of Throne of Eldraine like fairy tales, like Cinderella and all those like classic fairy tale movies. I feel like have been covered with Throne of Eldraine or covered enough. I'm doing well, Stone Rain. Oh, so chat. Say we had I have 2 questions for you. 2 questions. Number 1, say we had a theme for Commander Clash that was Universes Beyond. And that basically meant, kind of like how we've done movie nights and so forth before, you got to build a deck around another IP to play off the Universes Beyond theme. So build a deck with the flavor of another IP. Any good suggestions of what IP you would pick? Because I actually think, I know Universes Beyond is controversial, but I actually think those are fun commander themes. So what would be a good non-Magic IP to build a deck around? Like in the past, I did a Big Lebowski deck, which I don't think would qualify for Universes Beyond, because I don't think I don't think Big Lebowski, it's probably too old to even be in the conversation for Universes Beyond. But something like that, a movie, a game. Dark Souls. Ooh, Avatar. Okay. Jurassic Park. Or maybe the Jurassic Bark episode of Futurama. Lango. I actually have started working on this, and I tried to build Civ, and I realized it was very difficult. I wanted to have a bunch of different leaders. Oh no, is this control again? I want to have a bunch of different leaders from different civilizations, but it was very hard to actually find them in the game. That was very, very, very tricky. Darkwing Duck. So, okay, question 2. Let's say you had that theme, and you had decided you might try to do a Rick and Morty deck. What Magic card, and give me a justification. Any justification works, but are there any Magic cards that you would associate with Rick and Morty? Let's say you're going to try to build Rick and Morty Tribal. I already did a BoJack deck. That was for Anime Week. Best anime ever. Duh. Portals are pretty obvious. I think portals were some of the first things I thought of. Like, yeah, I think you got to go with a partner pair. Ludwig is probably good for Rick, and then Morty, you just got to find someone young looking. Ravos maybe might be the best one. Clones, I guess any like clone effects would make sense in the context of Rick and Morty. Like any sort of Cronenbergs, I guess. Mutants, stuff like that would work. Ooh, teleportation circle, that's a good one. That is a good one. Eureka's pretty sweet. That's another good one I hadn't thought of. A Kithkin for Morty. About it. What is it with people killing our goblin bombardments? Huh. Alright, yeah. I get it. You don't want to get bombarded. Oh, Cavern of Souls on Zombie. How do we want to do this? We need Carrion Feeder. Huh. So go to combat. Attack you. Hit ya. Down to 14. What is our opponent playing? Do we gotta worry about wraths? This is actually a really tough situation. What do we do with this? By the way, for Civ, you need like a 1/7 creature type to represent Gandhi, and then a Vorpal Sword for when he becomes ultraviolet. Oh, that's pretty good. Power Rangers, I could see that. Oh yeah, let me take a look, Stone Rain. We're playing some Chatterfang Historic for against odds tomorrow. All right, here's the question. The question is, we have two options. We want to have Carrion Feeder on the battlefield. We can. Carrion Feeder protects against targeted removal on our Geralt's Messenger. So we can Plague Belcher, kill the Messenger with a negative, one counters, Carrion Feeder. The downside is then we used our Undying if our opponent has a Wrath. The other option is we can Plague Belcher, make itself small, play Carrion Feeder. Downside of that is small Plague Belcher. The other option is Gravecrawler Plague Belcher. We can kill this for free, but then we don't have a sack outlet, so if there's another prismatic ending, we get wrecked. I actually don't know the right line here. I think we want to kill our opponent as quickly as possible. I feel like this game going long is probably bad for us. All right, let's Plague Belcher. We're just going to go for it. Plague Belcher, kill the Messenger. If he got a Wrath, he got a Wrath. We will... Oh, they probably do have a Wrath. Ugh. So Plague Belcher, kill this. Opponent goes to 12. Goes to 11. You know what? Let's put on Plague Belcher. I talked myself out of it. We're going to play Carrion Feeder too. Alright. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what was right there. At the last minute, I talked myself out of it because they have double white with this Mystic Gate. So I am worried that they got a Supreme Verdict or something. I mean, we're still in really good shape if we untap with everything. Because we can deal a bunch of damage with Gravecrawler. 1, 2, 3, 4. And grow this Carrion Feeder. So I think if our opponent doesn't have Disruption, we still have lethal next turn. What else would make for a good crossover? Oh, let me see Stone Rain. Ooh. That looks sweet. Return to the Rank seems like a good Yawgmoth combo. Bastion Remembrance. Ooh, just wait till we get the Meat Hook Massacre. I feel like Meat Hook Massacre is such a big upgrade over Bastion of Remembrance. Like, it seemed so insane. That card seemed so good to me. I'm really high on Meat Hook Massacre. I really am high on it. Oh, also on the YouTube. But for some reason, we can't do any notifications today because Twitch is being wonky. But on the YouTube, our first top 10 video is up, actually. Standard top 10. Yeah, that looks good, Stone Rain. Well, check out Against the Odds tomorrow. There might be some Yogs teaming up with Shumblingas. Teaming up with Chatterfang. Alright, so let's think about this. We play Gravecrawler. Come on, Zomb-ardment. We got the synergies. Hopefully. Opponent needs something to instant speed. Resolves. Carrion Feeder. Sack Gravecrawler. Drain you. Grow it. Gravecrawler from the graveyard. Sack it. Grow it. Down to 12. Okay, okay. We will play Shambling Ghast. Uncounterably. Well, this has been a good draw for our deck. Sack Shambling Ghast. Make a treasure. Drain you. What can our opponent have that's going to get us? Drain them. Down to 11. Grow the Carrion Feeder. Okay. Get a treasure. Gravecrawler. Sack it. Down to 10. Gravecrawler. Go to combat. I guess Archmage's Charm on Carrion Feeder is annoying. Opponent. That's your plan? That's not going to work. After all that, they counterspelled a Cavern Gravecrawler? Okay. Pass the Giralf's Messenger. Well, we will sack it. Do we still win here? I think so. Opponent goes to sack. Opponent's dead! Opponent's dead! Opponent's dead! And the zombies are doing it. Do I play Arena? I do. Thursday, our next stream will be playing Arena. It really goes back and forth based on... Well, my hair's a little messy today, isn't it? What is this big piece of hair doing? Hanging down. Oh, wait, it's mirror image. One thing, streamer hint. Your OBS can actually be a really good mirror. Once you get used to the fact that it's like backwards, but you just go full screen, and then it's very good for fixing up your hair. So hot streamer tip there, by the way. So yeah, I play a lot of Arena. It really goes based on formats. Arena, the biggest drawback of Arena is not having older formats for me. That's what I miss about Arena. So that's the main reason we still play Magic Online 2 is it does have the older formats, and I really like formats like Modern. Hey, thank you, KD. Yeah, Modern's like my favorite format. If Modern was on Arena, then I wouldn't really have... well, Modern and also Legacy and Cube Drafts and Pauper. Well, if all those formats were on Arena, then I probably wouldn't have... Well, then Budget. Okay, maybe I just like Magic Online. There are reasons to play Magic Online. It's cheaper for me and has older formats. But yes, I do also play Magic Arena. And on Thursday, we should be playing Arena to play some new Innistrad Standard. The deck is fun, but you prefer the full face cap. I'm working on moving. We're getting there. I'm getting packed up and cleaned up. Hopefully, I'm hoping that it's this week. Fingers crossed that the house can close this week, and then I can move and get stuff set up, and yeah. So that's what I'm hoping for. I'm supposed to be finding out like literally any day when we can close. They had said 7 to 10 days, like 6 days ago was their estimate. So soon, hopefully. But yeah, so that's exciting. I'm looking forward to that. New house means puppy. Yeah, so excited about that, and then being able to get things set up more permanently for recording. So it's gonna be sweet. You should do a commander clash where you guys pick decks that have won one or more games and pit them against each other. Ooh, that's a cool idea. Am I getting both pups? So I think I'm only getting one puppy. That is the current plan. Is just to get one. My initial plan was to get both of them, but then, well, two things happened. One is I started reading about. Hey, thank you, Mindstep Thrall. I appreciate the kind words. I started reading about why you shouldn't get two puppies from the same litter, and that kind of concerned me. So that was a big thing, and that got me thinking about it. And then it just happened to work out that a really good home ended up opening up for Nico. So yes. So I'm getting Bear, but Nico is going to another home. I think it would have been. My initial thought was, okay, two puppies is going to make it easier. I get two puppies, and then actually makes my life easier because they'll just play with each other. But apparently that's not necessarily how it actually works in practice. Yes, I can get you the deck list. Normally the exclamation point deck command works, but it does not work today. I just find Quaddle interesting. Alright. Yeah. This has gotta be a Wilderness Reclamation style deck. Opponent. Well, we get to draw a card at least. Trades off. Oh, that's a lot of lands. That's way too many lands. Yeah, I do think this deck wants Castle Lockwain. There is the deck list. You need at least 6 puppies. Our family got 2 dogs from the same litter. They've been doing pretty good. You shouldn't get 2 puppies from the same litter. You should get 10 puppies from the same litter. Hey, Seth, I wanted to ask you for a long time. I get that you dislike the Lord of the Rings movies. Have you ever read the books? And if I sent you a paperback copy, would you read it and sign it? Oh, I've never read the books. I've never read Lord of the Rings books. If you sent me a copy, I would definitely sign it. I would say I would read it, and I would intend to read it, but I honestly don't know, especially with moving and puppies and double spoiler season, set release stuff going on. I honestly couldn't tell you how long it might take me to read it. So, yes, I would read it, but it might take me a long time. Are the books significantly better than the movies? Also, how long are they? Are they significantly shorter? Kaz, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you. Oh, I like reading. I just don't have that much extra time with all the moving stuff going on. That's kind of eating up my extra time. I have my magic time, my time with all of you. Oh no, I needed this card draw. And then getting ready for the moving, and then once I get to move, doing all the post-moving stuff. So it's going to be an interesting couple of months. I might end up having to take a couple of days off for moving. I'm trying to see. The place I'm moving to doesn't actually have the internet hooked up. An older lady lives there. Or lived there. She's moved out now, but it was an older lady's house, and apparently she just never got the internet hooked up. So I don't know how long it's going to take them to actually go and get the internet hooked up once I get the house. So I might have to take off a couple of days to do the actual moving and getting everything hooked up stuff. I would hate the books. Audiobooks, like a podcast. How about a podcast? Is there a podcast of Lord of the Rings? I helped the older lady out because She was trying to sell the house. I think it's a win-win. Tolkien was the original Salty Roper. That's my main criticism of Lord of the Rings is I just feel like they're way too long. Like that is my criticism of the whole thing. Like the story's fine. I don't have anything against the story. It's just that it's way long. So if the books are like that too, that might make me not like them as much. This is what you call a combo. Boom. -1/-1 counters on the Geralf's Messenger. I guess we should have attacked first and gotten more damage. But that's a combo. The +1/+1 counters are removed. Undying is back online. Pass the turn. What type of fantasy setting is your favorite? Medieval, urban, high fantasy, steampunk? Want to focus on magic systems or politics? What do you like? I would probably... So I like Game of Thrones a lot. So I assume... So that would be kind of like medieval zombie fantasy. Well, I like Game of Thrones through most of it. Was a punt for not attacking first? That's an actual punt. I will accept that. Alright, opponent. Killing our stuff, being a jerk. I'll go to combat. Smack ya. Hit ya. Can we find a way to close it out? We've drawn a few too many lands. Opponent blocks. Pinged. 6. Gravecrawler returns. Tap land. Go. Come on. Come on. Hold, Plague Belcher. Hold, Plague Belcher. Game of Thrones low fantasy? Is it not even considered fantasy? So honestly, I don't have a big grounding in the fantasy genre. Oh no. Alright, so opponent does have the Wrath. They get pinged to 5. 2-0. We've played a lot of control decks today. Lots of... Oh no, and we're drawing a million Feed the Swarms. I was thinking this was a... Wilderness Wreck deck, but maybe it's just another Teferi control pile. Well, alright. Dreadhorde Butcher. So I don't really have grounding. Give me the most famous example. What were the subgenres of fantasy you mentioned? High fantasy, steampunk, medieval fantasy. What would be at the... Okay, let's start with medieval fantasy. What's the biggest example? Let's say I've never read medieval fantasy. I want to know what the genre is about. What would you point me to? Oh, this again. Solitude. This is a lot like the first deck we played, isn't it? Boy, apparently these control piles are popular at the moment. Oh, kill that. Pass the turn. Down to 13. King Arthur. Okay. And then what about high fantasy? What does that even mean? What does high fantasy mean? Plague Belcher? Counters on Plague Belcher, unfortunately. Gravecrawler. Pass the turn. Please just die, opponent. Please just die. The Wheel of Time. Lord of the Rings is high fantasy. Okay. Oh, jeez. This is just another control pile. All of this is bad. Alright, well, I guess you get the card draw or you get the removal. Opponent's going to take the removal. Monogreed Stumpy! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super tier for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Beowulf. Okay, okay. So Beowulf... Song of Fire and Ice is definitely high fantasy that pretends to... So what's the difference between high and low fantasy? I've seen this thrown around a few times in the chat. What's the difference between high and low? Like, what makes something low fantasy versus high fantasy? About it. Kills all of our stuff. Plays a breeding pool. We draw land. Should we keep playing this game? Or has our chances already passed? Story complexity. Usually the amount of magic. Okay. So that would mean magic would have to be low fantasy by definition. Stall though. So this is just another control. Okay. This is just ban control. Ban control piles. Gravecrawler doesn't save us because our opponent's doing that. Alright, well now we know. It's a pile of control cards again. So. Yes. Well, we don't want Feed the Swarm. Feed the Swarm is pretty bad. Huh. Maybe Guess Verdict can get rid of all the Storm Giants. At least it does a damage. Let's try it like that. MTG is high fantasy by definition. All non-lands are conjured in summons. Some really great writers. You may enjoy David Eddings, Stephen Donaldson, David Gemmell, and Ian Banks. I don't think I know who any of those are. All right, we get to play first. So does the high fantasy community like look down at the low fantasy community? Is it one of those things? Blackleaf Cliffs, go. Opponent. It's not like fantasy snobs or something. That's what I imagine. That high fantasy is like the like the royals of the fantasy scene, and they sit around and drink their like Vince, their tea and crumpets, very prim and proper. Hey, thank you, Tremor. Yeah, Meat Puppets definitely underrated. They do not get the love they deserve. Well, 1-2 on that auger. Pona has a counterspell. Of course. Bloodstained Mire, crack it. Godless Shrine, untapped, and Shambling Ghast. Go attacking. When did Control become so popular in Modern? Headshot down to 17. The difference in high and low fantasy is just style of characters and stories. Alright, so more of just a different genre than anything. Well, maybe I'll have to educate myself in the ways of fantasy. I just didn't really grow up reading fantasy. So I don't have the foundation in it. Opponent. It would have been hilarious if Lynn could get back Overwhelming Splendor and you put it on yourself and it would make Lynn lose all of her abilities. That would be so funny. What did I grow up reading? I used to read a lot of like classics, I guess. Old stuff like Charles Dickens and Treasure Island, like the old time like classic stuff. Encyclopedias. I think I read through an entire encyclopedia. This was before Wikipedia was as popular or around. But I used to read a lot, but fantasy, remember, I grew up in a pretty religious family, and fantasy, that's like, of the devil or whatever. You can't have that. That's a magic, and then that's, witchcraft and devils, and it's a big thing. So so I think that's why I don't actually have the that's why I don't have the grounding in fantasy. Is my parents were just not down with stuff like that. How do we want to do this? So opponent's got 3 mana. Actually, one of my friends growing up, their parents would not let him play Mario. He could play video games, but he couldn't play Mario because something about the mushroom making Mario grow was a form of like witchcraft, and that he would end up in hell forever or something. So was not allowed to play Mario because of that when he was growing up. What about Magic? Magic, I'm sure I wouldn't have been able to play when I was a kid, but I didn't know about it when I was a kid, so it was never actually an actual issue, just because I didn't know it was a thing. Opponent continuing to be obnoxious, flashes into Snapcaster. You know, another card that would be good in this deck probably would be Aghanim's Awakening. Seems really good. Well, play Undead Augur. Play Gravecrawler. Pass the turn. Opponent. Stop killing our stuff, please. Untaps. Flooded Strand. Now, this is more exile removal on Undead Augur, I swear to God. Spreading Seas on Cavern. Alright. Opponent. Passing. Well, we will play 8. Well, go to combat. Go to combat attack. I guess we don't attack with Undead Augur because apparently there's Snapcasters in the hills. Forza Wall, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super review. Thanks for the great content, the positivity, and the Arrested Development references. Arrested Development is a classic. All right, let's Plague Belcher. I need to rewatch Arrested Development at some point. It's been a while. All right, kill the Gravecrawler. Drain you. Draw a card. Well, Lightning Bolt could be relevant eventually. Get back the Gravecrawler. If only we had a Bombardment. Pass the turn. A Wrath is kind of okay. Removal on Undead Augur and then a Wrath is not okay. Opponent gets a tap land. Untaps. Come on, hold. Come on, hold. Hey, what's up, Razabors? How are you? Yeah, the first 3 seasons are really good. Well, okay. We get a treasure. So there is a Wrath, but we get to draw 4, which really helps. And our opponent gets pinged quite a bit. There's some Bombardment. 10, 9, 8. We get a treasure. Oh, this is close. We're close to closing this out, especially with the double bolts. Opponent plays a Misty Rainforest. Opponent passes. Can we close this out? Can we find a way to close this out? We draw another Undead Augur. That's actually not the worst. We will play... Oh, how do we do this? We're so close. Mayhem Devil, sack the treasure. Ugh. Bolt. Oh, I don't think we do it this turn. We're so close, so far away. All right. 1, 2, 3. Geralf's... Actually, let's do this. Let's do this wisely. Sack the treasure. Add red. Goblin Bombardment. Step 1. Step 2. Geralf's Messenger. Put you to 6. Go. I like where we're at. I like, maybe we're the control assassin. Maybe we're the control assassin. About it. Misty, what in the tarnation you are doing? We're trying to win this game, I guess. Watching your Four Color Sliver video, good video, but I felt your hopes and dreams leave after your opponent cast Crippling Fear. After you got done saying opponent had no outs, biggest heartbreak I'd ever witnessed. I was not expecting the Crippling Fear out of that deck. I really thought we had him. About it. I don't think we did, though, because this is an island. So we need red from the treasure, and then we don't have triple black. So we're like 1 mana off because of the Spreading Seas. So I don't think we could have actually Messenger Bolt there. I mean, the deck's kind of working. We are winning with it. Oh, also a quick reminder as we're going through this, that our sponsor, our thing still will not pop up. I do not know what's going on with Twitch today. But a quick reminder that our sponsor today is Card Kingdom. And if you need some magic cards, Innistrad, Midnight, or otherwise, you can get them at cardkingdom.com/MTG Goldfish. So thank you to Card Kingdom for supporting the show. Polluted Delta is actually really nice. All right, I think we should just be super good here. Polluted Delta, Kraget, Blood Crypt untapped. Go to combat. This time I really don't know how we lose from here. Attack you. We have the sack outlet available if necessary. Opponent. Pump fakes. And makes a baby shark. Do. Okay. Guess verdict? Clear that shark out of the way. Oh, I love Guess Verdict. It's actually good. About it. Counter spells. That's fine. Saktarov's Messenger. Get it back, drain you. Bulge you. Beat you. Zombies feeding the kids. Up to 3-0. Up to 3-0. Are you looking forward to any specific deck that you want to try out on Thursday? Wow, we have been 2-1-ing our way. 2-1-ing our way through this league. Huh, but that's 3 wins. That's a treasure chest. We have locked in a treasure chest. What am I looking forward to on Thursday? Honestly, I haven't really gotten too much around to building decks for Thursday yet. Spoiler season's so busy with spoilers, and then top 10 videos, and then I've been working on the 30 under 20 deck list article, so I haven't actually gotten the chance to just sit down. Yeah, Spike is still behind by 1. I haven't gotten a chance to just sit down and build decks for Thursday yet, which I will, and I'm actually excited to play Eggbird. I think that's one deck I'm excited about. I'm excited to try out the different tribes from the set. There's a bunch of stuff I want to try out, but I haven't actually just sat down and built decks yet. Also, that's a good time for a reminder. Assuming everything goes to plan, and we do get the Innistrad release, which they haven't said otherwise, so I'm assuming we actually do get the Innistrad release on Thursday. I'd be surprised if they push back a standard set. But send me your deck list. If you got a spicy deck list, send it in. Yeah, none of the commands are working today, Jake Sure. There's something wrong with Twitch that is keeping them from working. Choosing between 2 tier decks, tier XD decks at the moment, Enchantress and Affinity. Which do you think is better? I am partial to Affinity. I like Affinity. Actually, I like both of those decks a lot. Which is better? Huh. I actually don't. I've had success with. I like them equally. Now that I'm really thinking about it, I really like Enchantress. I also really enjoyed when we played Affinity. We've had success with both of them since Modern Horizons 2. Maybe I go Enchantress, just because it draws more cards. But I actually think you can't go wrong. I think those are both really good options. Why do you think it could get pushed back? Oh, well, they push back they pushed back Jumpstart Historic Horizons, which isn't a standard set, obviously, but they pushed that back, and Arena's kind of just been dying lately. Arena might be in the worst place it's been in since, like, the beta, since the last update, in all honesty. Like, it's doing wonky things. The most recent thing is, it's so funny, I'm at the top of Diamond, and I've been wondering if I should avoid hitting Mythic. Apparently, if you hit Mythic, the client bugs, and best case, it sends you back to beginner rank, which I didn't even know there was a rank called beginner, but it'll send you back to a rank called beginner. Worst case, if it happens during an event, you kind of get frozen in time where you can't progress anymore. Wins and losses don't matter. Nothing counts anymore. So people have just been like conceding to all their opponents to give them free packs and stuff. But yeah, Arena's just had a lot of bug issues. I honestly don't know if the Hearthstone cards are worth it. Like, if this is the cost, I don't know if it was worth it. And I like those cards. I've been a defender of the Hearthstone cards, and I'm fine with Historic being Hearthstoric. And I've actually had fun playing those cards. But really, because that seems to be the correlation. Like, they tried to do this update to add all the Hearthstone cards, and then all of a sudden Arena's just, like, dying. What's your favorite tribe and why? My favorite tribe is dragons. They're my favorite mythical creature and are super fun. I also like werewolves and zombies because they're classic. So many prismatic. Come on. One matchup without a prismatic ending, please. Is this another control deck? Do we got to slog through another blue-white control deck? Please, Magic Gods, show another planes. No blue mana. Oh, no. That's a blue fetch. Again! Oh, it's the Control League! Oh no! Opponent! It's an island. Ice is our land. Opponent. Blackleaf Cliffs. Undead Augur. Go. Why so much control? What is my favorite tribe? Another prismatic ending. Well, this is going disappointingly. Well, Carrion Feeder. Go attacking. Hit ya. Is Prismatic Ending a good card for the modern format? The amount that I've seen, I'm actually wondering if this is not a good card for the format. It's almost becoming like Arkum's Astrolabe. We're just like, every deck is playing it. And even our deck. Our deck is playing white mana only to play... Wait, Rip Norm McDonald. Yucky! Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big soup cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wait, what happened to Norm McDonald? Oh, no. Aww. That's too bad. I really like Norm McDonald. He was so... Yeah, I mean, Norm McDonald is super funny. Best... Well, my favorite. Probably not best, but maybe it's just my era, but... He did my favorite SNL updates. You know, vote your face, I guess. We got to try to close this out somehow. Down to 13. Cavern. On Zombie. Mayhem Devil. Can we close? I didn't actually... I guess I wasn't keeping track of it, but I didn't realize he had cancer even. Hit ya. Down to 10. Gonna be close. Gonna be close. Opponent taps. What do they have? Hopefully nothing good. Oh, those are my favorite skits of his, actually. Celebrity Jeopardy, I think, is vastly underrated. Opponent down to 8. We got a bolt in hand. We got damage on the battlefield. Can we close it out? His Burt Reynolds, those are some of those SNL Suffer Jeopardies crack me up so much. They're so funny. And the funny thing is, a lot of those are like, I don't have any super strong connection to like Sean Connery or whatever. A lot of the actors, but they were still hilarious. Supreme Verdict. Well. How can we do this? Sack Carrion Feeder to itself. Ping, you draw a card. It's a useless land. Get Wrath, draw a card. Dreadhorde Butcher is not completely useless. Fury is interesting. Dreadhorde Butcher. Hit ya. Down to 6. We're so close, yet so far away. Down to 6. Grow it. Flood Crypt tapped. We need like one more point of damage. Opponent untaps. Crack a fetch. Crack a fetch. To Fairy Time Raveler. Bounces the Butcher. Alright, so it's another one of these decks. Opponent. Wait, what was the missed damage? We draw a useless swamp. Oh, we're dead. We're dead. We're gonna die to Scape Shift in this jank. Oh, to Fairy. If we sacked Undead Augur Defeater, though, then we draw less cards. I think the card is better than a damage in that scenario. Yeah. Well, cast a Fury. Kill Teferi. I feel like we're about to die to Scape Shift, though. Play a Swamp. Pass the turn. Opponent. They got the lands. Ices to draw a card. Adapts. Are we dead? Land. Scape Shift. Puke. Wow. They even needed to draw it, too. Oh, that was so close. Huh. If we sack Mayhem Devil first, the next sacks don't damage. I feel like we did the sack turn right. That's my thinking. Maybe I'm incorrect, but I feel like that's best. So we sack the Carrion Feeder to itself. So we get a Mayhem Devil trigger and a Augur trigger. And then the Wrath resolves, we get an Augur trigger. So we get 2 draws and a damage. If we sack Mayhem Devil first, we ping our opponent, and then we get 2 card draws. So that ends up being the same. If we sack Undead Augur first, we ping our opponent, and then we can sacrifice Carrion Feeder, ping our opponent, but then we only draw 1 card. So options are 2 cards, 1 damage, 2 cards, 1 damage, 1 card, 2 damage. I think those are the 3 possible outcomes. Yeah, I think if it was lethal on board, then obviously damage is better. But in general, I think you just want as many cards as possible. Huh. We don't really have anything that's good against... Well, I guess Alpine Moon. I guess Alpine Moon is our thing that is good against Scape Shift, sort of. Wow, we have played Teferi piles every single round. What a weird league. No lands, 1 keep? Well, this we're keeping. We're keeping it. I know it's 1 land. We're probably going to get punished, but we're keeping it. We will keep. Put a Shambling Gas to the bottom. All right, show us those lands. Blood Crypt, untapped, Shambling Gas, go. Land for the Goblin Bombardment. I think the health of Modern is slowly declining. I'm still waiting to see how things shake out after Modern Horizons. I don't think it's declined too much yet, but we'll see. We'll see where it ends up. So he didn't draw a land, although we can sack the Shambling Gas to get a treasure. Yeah, 3 fairy is just, that's a Golos. That's just a mistake card. It's one of those cards that just should not have ever been made. Snoopy boy, Spoopy boy, welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big tip for you. Thank you. Yeah, I don't even know if... I don't know how to think of the health of Modern at the moment, honestly. About it. Ren in 6. Gonna get back a land. We draw a Gravecrawler, which is not a land. So, go to combat. Hit the red in 6. Sack Shambling Gas. Get a treasure. We're doing it the hard way. Undead Augur. Go. About it untaps. I feel like MH2 is to Modern what Eldraine is to Standard. The weird thing is, I like Modern Horizon sets a lot. And I like Modern getting new cards in decks. I have been a little surprised, let's say, by just how much the Modern format has changed. And I've been waiting, kind of like, okay, like, is the changes we've seen permanent? Or is this just a case where everyone's like trying out the new things and we got to figure out how to beat the new things? And looking at the metagame, there's been a reasonable amount of permanent changes, but I feel like we are getting some normalization, along with, Hammer Time, which was already good, but now it's insane with Urza Saga, Cascade decks, which are basically a thing because of Modern Horizons sets, Elementals, a thing because of Modern Horizons, Creativity, a thing because of Modern Horizons, Living End, greatly improved because of Modern Horizons. We played that one on the YouTube if you wanted to see it. We also have Jund. We also have Blue White Control. That's kind of a traditional deck. Burn. I don't think that got anything from Modern Horizons. It's just doing what Burn always does and casting lightning bolts, and it's working out. So I feel like we've seen a little bit of normalization, although I am a little bit concerned about some of just the top cards from the set. Like, the amount of play that like Urza Saga is seeing, I don't know if we want 23% of decks to be Urza Saga decks. Like, to me, that's something that's a concern. The amount of play that Ragavan is seeing, or Dragon Rage Channeler is seeing, those are not necessarily good things. Also, I mean, just look at the Modern format. Like, this is Modern. This is a big format. This is a format that's been around for a long time. Look at these cards. Look at just the most played cards. Loris, that was printed in the last year. Ragavan, Modern Horizons 2. DRC, Modern Horizons 2. 2 Evoke Elementals, or 3 Evoke Elementals, all Modern Horizons 2. Sanctifier, Modern Horizons 2. And then you got a Snapcaster, a Brazen Borrower, and a Snapcaster, Emrakul, old cards, and a Brazen Borrower. That means of the top 10 creatures in the format, 6 are from Modern Horizons 2, and 8 are from the last year, something like that. Spells, not as bad, not as skewed towards Modern Horizons, but still, Voidmere, Modern Horizons 2, Prismatic Ending, Modern Horizons 2, and then we also get a Mystical Dispute in there, another new card, Alpine Moon, another relatively new card. So I feel like there's been a huge shakeup in the Modern format. Whether or not that's... I just think it's too much, maybe. Like, maybe a little bit too much. I think I want Modern Horizons to come out and add new cards to the format and power up archetypes, and I think it does a good job of that. But I don't know if I want every playable creature to be from Modern Horizons. And we're kind of close to that at the moment. So maybe this one went a little too far. The good news is we didn't get a Hogak. There wasn't anything that like literally broke the format. It needs to be, you know, banned or you can't even play it. So that's the good news compared to the first one. But it is a little jarring to just look at the most played creatures and be like, wow, these are all, you know, these are all Modern Horizons cards. Also, Luris, I don't know. I feel like the only solution to the Luris problem is to ban it in all formats. Like, it's never going to go away. It's never going to go away. It's never going to be bad. If anything, every set we get more good cheap cards. This percentage is just going to keep creeping up and creeping up and creeping up over the years. I don't want to deal with seeing Lure staring back at me from the companion zone 1 out of every 4 games, more than 1 out of every 4 games for the rest of my life. Like, I feel like that's a negative to the format. We're back. We're good. We're good. Mini rat. I mean, we're getting scape shift anyway, so we got 1 land. They're scape shifting and renting. Our opponent, maybe they were listening to our rant. Yeah, the companion mechanic is, I hate those. I still can't figure out, I just can't figure out what they were thinking with the companion mechanic. A lot of Wizards' mistakes make sense. Like, things get broken, and you can think about it, and you're like, okay, like, I can kind of get it. I think a classic example is, like, Skull Clamp. Skull Clamp, they weren't intending it to be printed that way, and they changed it at the last minute, and it was broken. Okay, that makes sense. That's a thing. That's a thing that can reasonably happen in a... Oh, we're going to sack this and see if we can draw land. Ooh, that is a land. Cavern on Zombie. We're getting there. It took us a while. But that's... You can't even be, like, super mad about that. That's stuff that's going to happen. Or, like, they went too far with vehicles. They never made... Hey, thank you, Pitoli. They never made a vehicle before. They go out the first time and they print Smuggler's Copter and Hardy Kieran and they're too good. Okay, that happens. That's fine. Same with equipment. You print equipment the first time. You make cranial plating. You make skull clap. Sure, that's fine. Pitahoo. Welcome to the Fishbowl. Thank you so much for your subscription. Big super for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. On the other hand, I cannot for the life of me figure out... I cannot for the life of me figure out how they made that mistake. Because it's just so, like, it's so obvious that, I mean, maybe it wasn't. I don't know. It was obvious to some people right away. I was on the, oh my god, these cards are busted right away train when they revealed companions. And I know a reasonable amount of other people were too. And I think they've greatly exceeded the most broken expectations. Like, we've never had a mechanic like break the game the way that companions have. So in that sense, it's kind of historic, I guess. We can't afford to keep attacking down Ren in 6, but we kind of have to keep attacking down Ren in 6, don't we? Well, I guess we gotta try to stay aggro. Go to combat. Hit you. Hit Ren in 7. Hit Ren in 6. Get a counter. Malakar Rebirth as a lad past the turn. Opponent's at 4 mana. Untaps. This is Bring to Light range. Yeah, we might have just got off just too slow of a start here. A lot of people thought the companions might be okay because they had restrictions. Oh, yes. Yes, yes, yes. I mean, well, and some of them do have restrictions. But the broken ones are the ones that don't have a restriction. I think that was the problem. Bring the light for a wrath by the looks. Yeah. Like, Luris doesn't really have a restriction. Yarion doesn't really have a restriction. The decks that play Kahira doesn't really have a restriction. Could use a Alpine Moon. That would be helpful. Alright, well, we draw some cards. Polluted Delta. Crack Polluted Delta. Get a Swamp. Geralf's Messenger. Opponent's up to 5 mana and we haven't found an Alpine Moon. Drain you to 11. Shambling Ghast. Pass the turn. Is there any possibility that we can close this out? I don't think so. Opponent. 2 more lands for the Scape Shift kill. We need the Alpine Moon. We need the Alpine Moon and we need it now. Autumn Shake! Welcome to the Fishbowl for the 54th month. Thank you for your subscription. Big super cheer for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Main phase cycling of a Triome. Okay. I think Abash... Well, the other thing is, remember, we're also evaluating them in the context of they doubled their cost. Remember the original ones? Garuda, Karuga, everything except Lutri was basically broken when the way they originally designed them to be. So I think that's important to remember, too, that we're kind of debating the, like, fixed versions when they made them cost twice as much mana. The original versions were... Everyone except Lutri was busted. And some were more busted, like Luris was broke vintage. Broke a format where you can play Black Lotus. And excuse me. and I need some water. But it broke a format where you can play Black Lotus, that's kind of insane. Like any modern card could do that. But it actually managed to. 7. Can we deal 7 points of damage? So this is 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. Oh. Maybe? Goblin Bombardment? Sacrifice... Play Gravecrawler. Sacrifice Gravecrawler. Ping you. Bloodstained Mire. Crack it. Swamp. Gravecrawler. Sacrifice it. Pig you. Gravecrawler. Sacrifice. Shambling Ghast. Ping you. Make a treasure. Gravecrawler. Pig you. Recast Gravecrawler. We got there. We got there. Bombardment. Geralf's Messenger. Pig you. That is... That doesn't matter, right? That doesn't matter? Does this target? Oh, my God. It does target. Oh, wait, that's still fine. Because Goblin Bombardment is not... Goblin Bombardment is not black or blue. Ooh, that's a Zomb-ardment. That's a Zomb-ardment. We've done pretty good against these controlling Teferi piles. We've had long grinding games, but it's working. We had the damage, even through the Veil of Summer. I hadn't really considered them having Veil of Summer, but I was wondering why they weren't scooping. Veil of Summer makes sense, I guess. So what deck are you going to play first when Innistrad comes out? And ship me your list for Thursday. If you got a sweet list, we're probably going to try to do a preview type stream, even though we can't officially do it, but probably try to test out a bunch of different decks on Thursday. So if you got a sweet list that you wanna possibly get on stream, let me know. I know it's not a zombie, but what do you think about Bloodghast in this deck? This is a okay aggro start. I think Bloodghast could be good. I don't know what I would cut for it. I think that's kind of the challenge. I think the other drawback, I think Fury's kind of a flex slot. I've not been super impressed with Fury so far. Although we've played control every time. If we run into an actual creature deck, I'm sure it'll be awesome. The only downside is Undead Augur is kind of our card advantage engine, and that does care specifically about zombies. Other than that, I think Bloodghast would fit well with what this deck is trying to do. Now, Undead Augur's not bad. Gravecrawler. Go. Some sort of mono green deck because of werewolves and ranger class. Yeah, I mean, I definitely plan on trying werewolves. I haven't built it yet, but I think you just jam all the werewolves together and go to town. Most likely. Now, Swamp Gravecrawler. Carrion Feeder. Go. Getting down this Undead Augur with fuel and a sack outlet would be nice. Opponent. Sacrifice. Is this a Teferi? Get some land. Right to the Ilson Grove. Ugh. Alright, that's a problem. Oh, that's less of a problem. Ha ha ha! Good draw. Okay, let's think about this. How do we do this? That was a really good draw. Blue Black Zombies is on my short list as well. Spirits, I want to try Disturb Spirits. I think Disturb Spirits are maybe the most interesting for standard for me. Is there any Zombie Brew on the table for new standard? I think the Zombie Brew is probably going to end up being some sort of Decayed Token brew at this point. I think things are going to look a lot different for the tribes once we get another Innistrad set. How do we do this? I'll go to combat. Attack with Gravecrawler. Opponent takes it. Now, Bloodstained Mire. Crack it. Blood Crypt, untapped. Undead Augur. Alpine Moon. On Valakut, the Molten Pinnacle. Go! Okay, we're staying alive. Reanimator has some potential. The Golgari Uncommon Reanimation spell is actually really good. Opponent, untap land. Now, does this bring to light? Ooh. Looks like. Jeez. Yeah. Bring to light. 5 colors. We would have been dead, right, if we didn't have this Alpine Moon? Like, how do you build normal zombies in standard, though? Narfi's decent. The 4-mana skeleton one is very not decent. Opponent gets a Omnath. Draws a card. Of course, fetch land. Makes back a bunch of mana. Yep. Gains a ton of life. Makes a bunch of mana. Has an explore. We're playing these cute little like zombie commons, and our opponent's just going right to the mythics. Well, it's a zombie tribal card, but it's, yeah, lords that do not have their proper creature type are generally pretty questionable. Alright, so opponent having their big turn, casting a ton of cards. Passes. We draw Black Leaf Cliffs, not super helpful. Oh, go to combat. Get in with the Gravecrawler. How do we kill an Omnath? Is it possible? Opponent takes it. Well, sack Gravecrawler. Draw a card. Gauntlet Shrine. Replay Gravecrawler. Sack Gravecrawler. Draw a card. Even more lands. Well, Cavern of Souls on Zombie. Drolf's Messenger. Drain you. Well, we spent our entire turn undoing a single Omnath. One turn of Omnath undid like 20 mana that we spent. Do decay tokens die that into combat or exile? Death Priest could work if they die. I believe they're sacrificed. Let's see. Yeah, I was looking at this because I was working on the 30 under 20 article. Okay, we get iced. Like, let's look up what zombies actually give us in standard. It'll be much easier once they're on Moto, probably tomorrow after the update. Then we'll be able to just look in client, and that'll make it a lot easier, but... So zombies are interesting. Opponent gonna go to combat. Hits us for a bunch. Yeah. Down to 9. And Renin 6. So good. Gets back a land, gains 1,000,000 life with Omnath, makes 1,000,000 mana with Omnath. Omnath is pretty busted. Seriously? Alright, sure. Sure. Actually, actual legit question. Is Prismatic Ending a card that should exist in Modern? I can't believe that this is a card that we're focused on, but is that a card that should exist in the format? I'm not sure it should. I actually am coming around to Prismatic Ending being a card that shouldn't be in the format. Yeah, Twitch is messed up today, unfortunately. Like, our deck is splashing specifically for it. Every single deck we've played against today is presumably splashing to play 4 copies of it. Huh. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's actually a positive for the format or not. I'm kinda leaning towards no. It is a white card that encourages you not to be white. It really is. Like, I want white to have good removal, but if they wanted to support white removal, what if it was like your devotion to white or something? Like, exile and non-land permanent equal or less than your devotion to white, something like that. Mana value equal or less than your devotion to white. Because this just encourages, like, we're not a white deck. We don't have any interest in playing white cards. But Prismatic Ending is just so insane that we're playing a bunch of fetch lands in the shock land just so we can play a playset of it out of our sideboard. I'm wondering if it's just too heavily played. Too easy to splash. I'm not saying it needs to be banned. Like, that's not what this conversation is supposed to be about. That's not what I'm trying to say. Like, oh, ban Prismatic Ending. But the more I've been playing, that's a card that, during spoiler season, I hadn't really considered to be a potentially, like, troubling card. But now, after playing a bunch of Modern, now I'm actually starting to wonder, like, Huh. Is this going to end up the Astrolab of the set, where it's just like, it's too easy to play, everyone plays it, it's just too, you know, too heavily played to continue to exist. And I think there could be, maybe that's where we end up eventually with it. Well, Carrion Feeder go. I like Prismatic Ending because it encourages people to use enchantments that cost more than 2. Like Blood Moon? I mean, it still gets things that cost more than 2, though, right? Opponent. Over. Alright, opponent appears to be Junding. Now, we're going to need to draw land. The biggest problem with this hand is we kept another one-lander, with the idea being Undead Augur is going to save us, but if our opponent thought seizes it, that idea might not work out. I mean, this deck is pretty light on land, so keeping one-landers I don't think is uncommon. You could play a Thanamancer in this deck for direct damage. Ooh. I haven't seen a Thanamancer in a long time. Opponent, taking our card draw, of course. And passes. And Gravecrawler. Go attacking. And hey, what's up, Max? How are you? About it. Forest. Elvish Reclaim. It's another ramp deck, apparently. Wait, but they're a Lurrus deck? Interesting. Alright, so we get our land, which is nice. We really want that Undead Augur. That is disappointing. I'll go to combat. Attack ya. About it. Sam Black said in a stream he told Wizards that Prismatic Ending would be the best removal spell ever printed, and they should change it to a sorcery. It was originally an instant. Well, Sam was not far off. It is a pretty insane removal spell. Huh. Okay. Oh, that's interesting. Dark Blast. That seems very good against our deck. Well, Bloodstained Mire. Crack it. What is our opponent doing over there? Dark Blasting, apparently. Goblin Bombardment go. So the new werewolf set is coming out soon. Who's ready to play with the 5 new werewolves? There's more than 5 werewolves. There's not like... There's more than 5 werewolves, right? There's gotta be. I definitely remember more than 5. How many werewolves? How many werewolves are in standard? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I mean, okay, so this one's an old one. There's one holdover, but it looks like there's 19 werewolves. I feel like that's a respectable number for one set. I do think, like, all right. Well, good thing we got Leyline of the Voids in our sideboard. I have no idea what our opponent's doing, but it is obnoxious. And they have had all the answers for everything we've tried to do so far. Opponent plays a land. Cracks Bloodstained Mire. Well, I mean, last time we got werewolves, there were, what? Huntmaster? I think that Wizards could have maybe done... I think that Wizards could have maybe done a better job of marketing the set. That's kind of my take. I feel like that it's a werewolf set. It's an Innistrad set, with werewolves being one of the themes of the set. It's like Innistrad with a slight focus on werewolves. Yeah, Twitch is being difficult today. Well, it's from the original Innistrad block, though. It was from Dark Ascension, right? But, I feel like the problem is not that there's not enough werewolves. I feel like maybe Wizards, when they first announced it, it sounded like werewolf set, vampire set. And people took that to mean, oh my god, we're going to get 50 werewolves or 100 werewolves. And understandably so, because that's what it sounded like. So, but I think that what it really was is it's an Innistrad set, and the first one, good god, the first one has a slight focus on werewolves. The second one has a slight focus on vampires. So I think maybe they should have marketed it differently. Opponents just like going off with whatever they're doing over there. The big problem is Urza Saga is pretty unbeatable. Opponent. I guess our opponent's deck looks kind of cool in a really obnoxious way. Goes to combat. I mean, we're also stuck on 2 lands and haven't been able to really do anything. Hits us down to 8. Another Urza Saga. Yeah, this game's over and a half. Well, let's see if we can mulligan into a Ley Line of the Void and make our opponent sad. Augur the Dead. Good card! Way late. Well, I mean, it's turn 6 and we've played 2 1-drops. There is a 0% chance that is going to lead to winning games of Magic. Oh, we drew a card. Look out, opponent. A card has been drawn. Good enough to sleep. It's been a fun stream. Enjoyed watching. Hey, see ya, Necro Nexus. Thanks for hanging out. I'll see you on Thursday for Innistrad Midnight Hunt action. I mean, we're just drawing cards for the heck of it. This game, we can't beat the Urza Saga. This game's over. Fury. Yeah, alright. Game number 2. The interesting part is our opponent's playing a Lurrus deck, so I can't even play... Huh. They can't even... Well, his Furies are just horrible. I feel like this is the wrong meta or something for Fury. Fury has been the deadest card in our deck repeatedly. Alright. Bring in some busted removal. Try it like that. Hey, what's up, Majin Nigdong? How are you? Good to see ya. Has Wizards said what the overarching theme for this year in Standard is? Surely it's all going to be Nightbound, Daybound, some more werewolves, etc. on the meta menu. Well, I don't think there's usually an overarching theme for Standard, is there? I know, like, last year there was kind of the MDFC theme, but in general, Standard doesn't normally have a theme, does it? Yeah, I think that, I mean, I can see Fury. Fury's a good card, and it's better than I gave it credit for during spoiler season. But it has been the first card we have sideboarded out in every single one of our matches with the deck. I think it's supposed to have, like, a bit of synergy with Mayhem Devil. The problem is, we don't have many red cards. We have 2 Mayhem Devils, Lightning Bolts, Bombardments, and Dreadhorde Butchers. Not a very red-heavy deck, so we're not even really set up to be able to evoke it very often anyway. Actually, we might need Alpine Moon. Our opponent seems to be all about Urza Saga. It probably makes sense to Alpine Moon. Just sent a donation. Oh, thanks for letting me know, since Twitch is so wonky today. New donation from W. Vanna's. $3 donation. Well, we got to keep this. We got the Ley Line. We only have 1 land, which is disappointing, but we do have the Ley Line, which seems like one of our most important cards against our opponent's deck. Pray for the lands. Pray to the zombie gods. New donation from W. Vanas, $3 donation. How much do I have to donate for you and the Commander Clash crew to play at least one Commander Clash episode where you guys cannot play any cards that let you draw cards? Would be kind of hilarious, especially for you at Tover. Ooh, that could actually be an interesting... Oh, would it be an interesting episode theme? I think the meme aspect of it is funny. I don't know how the actual game would play out. I don't know if the game would be that entertaining because I feel like... Alright, there's the Dark Blast. Land? Alright. Everything's coming up Millhouse at the moment. Blood Crypt untapped. And... Ooh... Dreadhorde Butcher. Hit ya. I don't know how the game would play if you don't actually get to draw any cards. I feel like it might not be the most interesting game of Commander because everyone's just going to be empty-handed and but it is funny that me and Tomer would be super miserable. I think that's the funny part. The actual game though, I don't think would be very very entertaining. I assume that stuff like Necro would also be included. Huh. That's awkward. I don't play a land. Crack the land. Yeah, getting Gauntlet Shrine. Wow, so our opponent's a Dharma... Opponent's deck is weird. I do not know what our opponent's deck is doing. How do we beat a 2-3? I don't think we do. I think it's time to scoop him up. LOL, failed WTF for the 17th month. Hey Seth, always glad to help you contribute to your success. To help contribute to your success, I assume your expectations for the Bills are low, but here's to a good season. Well, welcome back to the Fishbowl. Thank you for your subscription. Big super chat for you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know, I think we gotta play it. It's a 2-3, which means we can't bolt it because it'll grow and we'll be very sad. Yeah. I guess we can butcher. This isn't exciting, but yeah. Yeah, this is a way to get rid of a Goyf. Pass the turn. Well, we did it. We did it the hard way, but we did it. About it. Yeah, Carrion Feeder can't be cast from the graveyard, unfortunately. There's the Reclaimer. And Nile Spellbomb. Well, I guess we bolt the Reclaimer. Go attack it, hit ya. Come on, Messenger. This Nile Spellbomb's kind of an issue. The Nile Spellbomb can keep our Messenger from coming back, which is bad. Any suggestion for finishers in Commander? What color or style of deck are you playing? Yawgmoth could be sweet. Maybe more Mayhem Devils. Maybe the Prismatics in the main. Fury, I think I would like more in the sideboard. I think when it comes down to it, I think it's probably a better sideboard card than a main deck card for this deck. Wow, so opponents just Jund, but their first draw was really weird. And we're not having any trouble hitting all the lands now. All right, Cavern of Soul Zombie. Zombie Bombardment. Pass the turn. Yeah, your go. It would be interesting to see how you generate card advantage without draw a card. Ooh, so you can actually So you can actually play stuff that draws cards but doesn't say draw cards. I was envisioning nothing that generated card advantage. If it's how do you get around the restriction, that could be interesting. I mean, I think you'd also still draw a lot of cards though. There's a lot of cards that don't technically say draw a card, but actually generate a ridiculous amount of card advantage. Like Necrobones is a big example. All red card draw is kind of the same. So I think that you could easily get around that restriction and still basically draw a bunch of cards. There is a deck list. Twitch is broken today, so it's not showing up, but I can stick the link in there manually for a minute. Yeah, I don't know why Twitch, nothing is working properly on Twitch. Nothing popping up, none of the commands. Hopefully it'll be fixed for our next stream. Yeah, like Dark Confidant's another one. Alright. Kills us, the bombardment. Opponent. Overgrown Tomb. Tapped. We draw. Undead Augur. Well, that is better than nothing. Play Undead Augur. Go to combat. Hit ya. Down to 9. Opponent did get to set up the top of their deck with their Grimflayer. Oh, can you imagine Arena and Twitch? So many bugs. The buggiest thing in human history. Currently building a draw card tribal deck. Every single card says the word draw card. Ooh. That sounds like my kind of deck. I don't know how you ever win, but you're gonna go down with a full hand at least. That is the most important thing in a game of Commander. Opponent, one card in hand. What is it? Explosives on 2. Passes. Well, go to combat. Attack you. Opponent takes it. Well, all right. Undead Augur 2 into the engineered explosives. Cracks the bobble. We might be getting there, maybe. Yeah, Cavern on zombie. That's our hand. Here go, opponent. Oh, we're super close. Opponent gets to draw an extra card. What do they find? Come on. It would be nice to close this out with a win. Yeah, if they crack the explosives, we get to draw a lot of cards now, which is good. Have you seen the Reanimator variety of Amulet Titan Plate against you? Is it viable? I have not seen it in action. I think I saw a tweet about it or something, but I actually haven't seen it be actually played yet. Opponent. Pass it. Bolt. Land. Well, go attacking. How long will our opponent wait? Alright, there's the cracking. We get to draw a million cards. Bolt. Alpine Moon. Alpine Moon. Dreadhorde Butcher. Well, we will Alpine Moon. Urza Saga. Blackleaf Cliffs. Dreadhorde Butcher. Actually, there's not really any reason to play this now. Pass the turn. Alright, opponent's out of cards. They can redraw a couple of times, but they're out of cards. The Zomb-ardment could be getting there. Oh, yeah, Twitch is broken, unfortunately, at the moment. Murpherbers, but yeah, I don't know why none of the commands or pop-ups are working today. But that is the deck list link. The win con is actually easy. I need Locust God Sorcerer's class. Ooh, yeah, that is a good way to win a game. That sounds super fun. Wait, is that the deck that you're looking for a win con for? That seems like a good win con. All right, it all comes down to this. Can we finish with the 4-1 and get 5 treasure chests to feed the kids? That is the question. We are about to find out. Here we go. Got a good Historic Brawl list. I don't really play Historic Brawl very much, so not any recent ones. No. Have you met Brewer's Kitchen yet? Shivam, you should talk to Phil. I'll introduce you if you're interested. He's been making YouTube content for like a year, but he just started doing stuff for Goldfish. But that's kind of like his jam. Is Historic Brawl is like his favorite format, and we're actually like teaching him Commander. He just started doing Commander Clash with us, so he's learning Commander now. But he had played Historic Brawl is like one of his main formats, so he would be a good person to get some lists from. But yeah, I haven't played any Historic Brawl in a bit. I've been meaning to. I just haven't gotten the time. It feels like it's an improving format, I would say. Oh, opponent's going to 5. Uh-oh. I mean, I don't want to root for our opponent's demise to mulligans, but I would like to go 4-1. We can do it. We can do it with the zombies. Yeah, if you remind me on Twitter or something, I'll get you guys hooked up, and you can probably get some sweet lists from Phil. All right, so Blood Crypt, untapped. We got the prismatic ending. We got the brokenness this time. Alpine Moon. I don't know if we're supposed to hold on to it until they play a copy, but our opponent mulligans so much that I feel like we can afford to take the aggressive line. And we got this Guess Verdict if they actually play a creature. We don't have Graveyard Hate this time, though, so Lurrus could be a concern. Opponent, Forest. Grim Flayer. Bloodstained Mire. Krrr. You know what? Let's crack it. Godless Shrine, untapped. Put an end to it. Pass the turn. Opponent untaps. 4 cards in hand. First threat's dealt with. I made myself a Delver list for Standard. What do you think? Oh, let me see, Wilderfang. Dark Confidant. Okay, we also cannot let that live. Opponent passing. Well, we will Guess Verdict the Bob. Cavern. Zombie. Gravecrawler. Hopefully our opponent is holding some Urza Sagas. Pass the turn. Ooh, Azorius Delver. That looks sweet. 24 spells is a pretty good number. I think as far as Standard goes, it's hard to get super higher than that. I like the Legion Angel tech as a way to kind of have more creatures. Yeah, it looks sweet with her Fang. I might consider more of like a... I wonder, like, not saying you should change this build necessarily, but I've also considered the possibility of, like, blue-white Magecraft Delver with, like, Clever Lumimancer, and the 2-drop cat that pumps your team whenever you Magecraft. So I think that could be another interesting direction to go, because that plays well with the spell theme of Delver. But, yeah, I think blue-white Delver is definitely a build that has... Uh-oh. Is this my turn? It's definitely a color combination that has some potential. Opponent, untap land. Dark Blast, our Gravecrawler. gets the Luris. We draw. Undead Augur. Well, Undead Augur. Gravecrawler. Go. Opponent untaps. Dredges the Dark Blast. Doesn't mill anything too good. So in Dark Blast the Gravecrawler, but we get to draw a card at least. And then we can Goblin... We might be getting there. We might be getting there. We might be getting this 4-1. We named Urza Saga with the moon. Comedic against odds. I think that's a pretty good description of Phil's content. Ooh. Well, Blood Crypt untapped. Why didn't our opponent play anything? They're planning on Dark Blasting? I'll go to combat. Attack. Let's see what our opponent does. Dark Blast. We get to draw a card. I was wondering if they're going to store it up to try to kill the Augur, but apparently not. So opponent takes it. We get to Goblin Bombardment. Gravecrawler. Ping, you draw a card. It's a combo. Lightning Bolt, pretty good. Gravecrawler. Down to 11. We got a shot. We got the bombardment set up for the win. What a long and grindy league this was. What's Phil's origin story for joining Goldfish? So, I randomly... excuse me again. I randomly saw Phil's content right after he started making it like a year ago. And I was just really impressed by it. So I talked to... I think I tweeted about it and kind of met Phil through that. He emailed me and just kind of talked about like making content and how I really liked his editing and thought he did really, for being a brand new Magic content producer, just like blew me away how good the content was. It was funny and the editing was super good. And then like a year later, Phil was trying to figure out what was next, and he was thinking about either like kind of ending his YouTube channel and going to the real world, or trying to do Magic as like a full-time thing. And it ended up working out that it seemed like a good fit for Goldfish, and next thing you know, Phil's making videos and doing editing and so forth for the site, which has been super awesome because he's just really good at it. Definitely excited to have him around. I think it's a good flavor fit too. Like, he plays like fun janky decks, and it seems like a good fit for what the YouTube channel is mostly about. Oh, I don't think we can win this turn. Let's ping, you draw a card. Carrion Feeder's not bad. Gravecrawler. Gravecrawler. Carrion Feeder. Looking good. Looking good for the Zomb-ardment. For the 4-in-1, we got Scapeshift
otherwise. So, Tomer's no longer the sole editor or other editors in the Goldfish tank. I mean, I think everyone... Krim doesn't really edit it at all. I used to do all my own editing, but now with, like, gameplay editing, an opponent scoops it up, and that's a Zomb-ardment 4-1, and the deck actually... I don't know about the Furies in the main deck, but this deck is sweet. And it's a deck that could potentially get even better with the new cards from Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Imagine adding Champion of the Perished potentially to the 1-drop slot, maybe over Shambling Ghast as another huge growing threat as Versaki stuff, and pulling off these shenanigans. the deck was sweet, and we played against Control a million times and got through them. So I used to do all my own editing. Now a lot of the gameplay is edited by other people. Tomer does mostly his own editing. Phil does all of his own editing, and then also does some shorts and stuff. So Shambling S does have some synergy. Being able to like sack it and get a treasure, the treasure trigger the Mayhem Devil. Well, let's crack some treasure chests. We got the 4-1, which is good because we are almost out of ticks. We need some play points. We need a get hit here. We need a force of negation. We need a Ragavan. We need something like that to get us some value in our Moto collection. Why is it that Tomer isn't with you guys in the podcast? You always say we have the full crew today, and playing isn't part of the crew. What gives? Tomer's just never been part of the podcast. The full crew is the podcast, a reference to the podcast crew. So it's not meant to be a slight at Tomer and the tiniest. The podcast has been around since the early days of Goldfish. And it used to be me, Chaz, and Richard. We were the ones. It was actually Chaz's idea to start the podcast, and then Chaz ended up leaving, and Krim ended up coming on. So yeah, it's a reference to the podcast crew. If we say the crew in that case, just like we say the crew with Commander Clash sometimes. I guess we throw the crew around a lot, don't we? But we say it about like Commander Clash, and it's just like whoever's on Commander Clash at the time. So. And then Tomer is on the actually kind of like in charge of mostly the Commander Clash podcast. So, all right, let's open our treasure chest. Treasure chest 1 of 5. Well, 35 play points. That's good. We need the play points to play more events. Shocklands. Good news is they're incredibly cheap. Like they're so cheap right now. I believe, how much is this Shockland on Moto? 40 cents, 38 cents, something like that. 39 cents for the Ravnica edition. The bad news is we just opened one. But if you want Shocklands, they're really cheap on Moto. So 35 play points is good, though. That's like $3.50 a play points. Come on, Ragavan. Yudaru. Yudaru's an interesting card that just never really caught on in Standard. It didn't fit the dominant cycling theme. I can't really imagine it catching on in another format, but it is interesting how if you can cycle it 4 times, you get it back for free, and it is big and hasty. Well, next up, we get Living End. Pretty powerful and modern. Harvester of Souls. A decent-ish commander card. How much is Living End? Nothing from Time Spiral has much value in Magic Online for some reason. 57 cents. I guess it's only $10 in paper since it got reprinted, which is good. Next up, 2 more to go. Ooh, Imarith. Full art Imarith. Do you think Imarith is gonna be good in Standard after rotation? Is Imarith the kind of card that can actually take off? I still have high hopes for it. I still feel like this has to be good enough. Like a bad Ojutai's got to be good enough in some deck. All right, one more chest. Come on, something big, some value. Ooh, Marsh Flats. Well, the bad news is, or the good news, depending on your perspective. You know what else is super cheap on Magic Online? That would be Fetch Lands. Marsh Flats is about $2 at the moment, but. Yeah, it is a fetch land, and that is $2. Not great chess, but not horrible chess. Oh, and on that note, everyone, I think that brings us to the end of our stream for today. So we will be back next stream on Thursday for Innistrad Midnight Hunt. Innistrad Midnight Hunt preview stream. Normally we start at 6 Eastern time on Thursday. Might get off to a slightly earlier start if I can get my other stuff done so we can get as many new decks as possible. But plan on that on Thursday. I can't really do full reminders because nothing works at the moment as far as Twitch. Hopefully that's fixed by Thursday. But in the meantime, check out the YouTube top 10 videos. Tomorrow's Against Odds is actually really sweet if you like historic stuff. I feel like we kind of broke Chatterfang in a good way, so check that out if you're interested. Replay YouTube, and one more shout out to our awesome sponsor, Card Kingdom, who again Twitch won't let me put the link in the chat, but you can find them at cardkingdom.com/mtggoldfish. They got Innistrad Midnight Hunt, they got Old Curses, they got now expensive, spiking in price Torp Orbs and Fluster Storms. You can get all those cards and more at cardkingdom.com. Even get a free goldfish sticker. Let them know you want one. They'll hook you up. They're super cool like that. Most importantly, thank you to each and every one of you. Y'all are amazing and awesome and spectacular. So thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out. See you on Thursday to have some more fun, some sweet Innistrad action. Hopefully enjoyed the zombies today. So have a great night. Have an amazing Wednesday, and I'll see you on Thursday. Until then, I will talk to you soon.